Heyo. Heyo. That's right, everybody. You got it. Welcome back, live and in person. Settle in, folks. Everybody calm down. Everybody take a deep breath. Everything's going to be just fine. Everything's just fine. Just listen to your controllers, listen to the TV, listen to the mainstream news media, because of course they have your best interest in mind always. Just relax, everybody. Just ease your way into the new world that they're creating for us. One might call it a new world order. I just call it a world order. I don't think there's anything new about it. But anyway, has the show started yet? Have we started? If my camera's not on, does that count? Can we count it as a start? Maybe a false start. Let me get this popping here, folks. We have a broadcast to do. We're broadly casting our spell all across the realm. And that's right, we broadcast all across the realm. Not just across the earth. We're not exclusive. We broadcast all over. We broadcast all the way out to the outer realm. The Iron Republic. Where it is, that's where David Weiss lives. At least we hear that's where he vacations. Out to the Iron Realm. Apparently David Weiss knows the way there. Word on the street is he typically takes an airship out to the outer realms, captained by Martin Liedtke. Martin Liedtke is the captain of the airship to Tataria. That's right, folks. You heard it here first. Tataria exists. Just exists in the outer realms. Witsit Gets It is the navigator beyond the ice wall, folks. We've nominated Witsit. If anybody's going beyond the ice wall, it's going to be Austin. If anybody's doing it, we're sending Austin. We're going to gear him up. We're going to get him out there. I could see him. That's right, Sovereign in the airship. Sovereign we're going to put you in the committee to nominate the members of the airship. If indeed we ever do send up an airship across the wall, we need Sovereign to decide who's going to go. Now, I've already picked Martin Liedtke as the captain. Martin's going to captain the airship to Tataria. Because I could see Martin with the little captain's hat on. Martin Liedtke, of course, everybody. I mean, who else would captain the airship? There's really nobody else. The question is, do we let Archaics into the airship? That's the real question. Maybe we'll vote on that later. Does Archaics deserve a ticket upon the airship to Tataria? I'm not quite sure. I'll have to think about that one. Maybe Sly Shy could help us out. What do you think, Sly Shy? I see you down there. What do you think, Sly Shy? Are you up in the whole Tataria conversation, Sly Shy? Is there like a black version of Tartaria? You know how there's like a black Illuminati? You know, you have BET, you know, black television, black movies, black sitcoms. Why was there white and black sitcoms? That never made sense. You know, and then they tried to merge them when you had the Jeffersons come on All in the Family, the Archie Bunker Show. Why is there white and black things that are different? So that's the question. Is there a black Tataria? I'm putting it out there for everybody. You know? Is Wakanda the black Tataria? Have we figured it out, guys? Sly Shy, help me. You're probably the best person here, Sly Shy, to answer this question. Is Wakanda indeed the black Tataria? I don't know. We're being silly here, guys. Did the show start yet? Is this considered the show? All right, let's start the show right. I got a little ahead of myself this morning. I don't know. Maybe I'm excited. It's Saturday. Whatever that means. I guess I should wish all my my Jewish friends a Shalom Shabbat, let's say. Shalom Shabbat, everybody. Although if you really are an observant Jew, you're not going to hear this because apparently you can't use technology on the Sabbath. So I guess that fell on deaf ears, so to speak. All right, let's get the show started officially. There we are. All right, Three Fingers. It's time to do the official intro to the show. Good morning, everybody. Grand rising, grand approach, wherever you are, all around, because you can go around the flat earth. You can still go around. All around this great realm of ours. Like I said, not just Earth. We broadcast all the way across the ice wall to the Iron Republic. Welcome to the show that never ends. That's right, it's the Z Show. We are here live on a Saturday morning. Doesn't matter what morning it is, Saturday. There's really not 7 days of the week, guys. You have to understand that. There's no cycle of 7 in the heavens. They just made that up. All right, the months I can get behind. There's really 13 moon cycles. They gave us 12 months. Go figure that one out. It makes no sense. They even named months after the moon cycles. Months. All right. So the months make sense to me somewhat, even though they fucked it up. So thanks, you Gregorian assholes. You fucked up the months. Why are my StreamYard comments frozen? Doesn't matter. We'll get by that. So they fucked up the months. A year makes sense to me, obviously. The sun cycle starts over again. But how does the week make sense? How did we get 7 days a week? Besides Genesis, God rested on 6 days. God rested on the seventh day. Can somebody explain that to me, please? Anybody here? Three fingers. Can you explain to me why we have 7 days a week? Is there any astrological reason for it? Why not just have 28 days a month? It's instead of, would people get confused? Why 7? I mean, we all know 7's a weird occulted ritualistic number, which I don't know about gematria, guys. Gematria, it seems like you can make anything mean anything in gematria. Every number has a significance, That's the thing about this truther community. You could just make anything mean anything when it comes to numbers. Say, oh, look, that had the 33 encoded in it. That had the 4, that had the 11, that had the 9. So every number is encoded. So I don't know. Anyway, I digress. But yeah, the 7 days a week. It's just strictly a matter of convention. We just think about it as if it's normal. It's just a self-imposed construct. You don't need 7 days a week. You don't even need a week. Am I missing something here? You understand? Years and months make sense, even though they fuck the months up. But the days of the week really are completely arbitrary. I don't know why I just thought of that, but all right, good. My StreamYard seems to be working better. So yeah, here we are. We're on a Saturday. We're here because why not? Why not? Who's here? I haven't greeted the audience quite yet. James Steele coming in saying, didn't the commies try a 10-day week? I can't remember. Not sure. But 10, 7, either way, like what's the difference, Why not a 3-day week? It's just completely arbitrary. Never take the jab in the house. Tristan Laverack. Tristan Laverack says, new moon, first quarter, half moon, full moon. So Laverack's basically saying you divide the month or the 28-day moon cycle, by 4 into quarters, and you get 7. Not bad, Tristan. Not you made a really good point. I hope everybody just recognized the point Tristan made. It's still relatively arbitrary because why in quarters? But I get that logic, Tristan. Thank you. Thank you. You always give good comments. Smoking Truth TV in the house. Smoking Truth says March 21st this year was classed as day 1, month 1. I like that, Smoking Truth, that some say the year really begins at the vernal equinox. Although, I don't know. I kind of like the way it is now, even though it's a little off. I think the year should begin at the winter solstice. I don't mind the way they kind of have it. Again, they fucked it up a little bit, but that doesn't help with our friends in the so-called Southern Hemisphere. It's all messed up. They got us all screwed up, everybody. All right. Let's take it down a little bit, guys. Let's take it down a little bit. We can't just jump out of the gates. We can't just hit everybody with the with the trutherisms, right off the bat. We got to ease into it. You got to ease into it. It's a morning show, for me at least. So we've got to get into it. Pamela Mystical Musings in the house. Again, check out Pamela's channel if you want some type of, let's say, erotic, cosmic ASMR. Pamela, I'm not sure if you intended for your channel to be some kind of like erotic, sexual type of content. However, you may be interested to know that that's indeed how I use your channel, as some type of auditory, erotic, let's say experience, Pamela. I don't know how you feel about that, Pamela. I don't know, maybe you could tell us this morning. But check out Pamela's Mystical Musings. You basically just put on her video, and for like 30 or 40 minutes, you just get a blast of this like nice feminine voiced cosmic ASMR session. It is hot, Salty Siren. Having you say it's hot even makes it more hot, so why don't you check it out. Pamela says, LOL, that wasn't my intent necessarily, but it's cool. Hey, Pamela. I never intended on a Z show, but here we are. Much love. Pamela's Mystical Musings. You could find her as the faithful co-host on the London Man channel. You see Patrick from OTW News? I love promoting other content creators in the Trutherverse. But Patrick, apparently you're going to miss out on that experience because you want to play little reindeer games. Anyway, we don't want to make this about OTW News this morning. Much love, Patrick. Much love. I know it's tough for you, Patrick. You're French Canadian. That's got to be a tough situation. You're really split between two cultures. Between sort of like the English culture and the French culture, because you got the English language combined with the French language. So I know it's tough for you, Patrick. You have like a split personality. It probably is the reason that you evidence multiple personalities, because you were raised in an environment that was pretty much split right down the middle in terms of its cultures. All right, that's enough about OTW. Who else is here? Who else is here? Truth Seeker 37. He says, erotic? I'm there. Pamela, you're going to get some subscribers this morning. Who else? Who else? There's people rolling in. I already said hi to James Steele, I think. Much love, James Steele. QB in the house. Ruled by Saturn. Good to see you. It is Saturday. Like you said, Saturn Day. All hail. All hail the almighty God of Israel, who apparently is the God of everything, who created everything. That's at least what I was told. Weird. I don't see the correlation, but I don't know. Although I have been accused of being an Israeli spy, like a Mossad, by some individuals on this platform. Voynich thinks I'm one of those Swedish, like mercenary spies, who I'm sure he thinks are probably Jewish anyway. According to Voynich, I'm sure some of you know Voynich. According to Voynich, everybody who he doesn't like is apparently, like an Israeli Mossad agent sent here to destroy him. Even though nobody really cares about you, Voynich. Much love, though. Get help. I already said hi to Slasher. There's Mimi. Mimi's French Canadian, too. So I don't want to pick on the French Canadians too bad, because I know Mimi's here. Glyph in the house. Buongiorno to you, Glyph. Buongiorno to you. Major Face Palm. Nice to see you. Mental Pancakes. Welcome, welcome. Dave Oliver, as always, nice to see you. Son of Overbrook, good to see you again. SOO. Come on in, everybody. Gather around. Gather around. Come on in. Niles here. We could start. Niles here. Niles says there's no Anton Daniels here? Question mark. Much love, Anton Daniels. Much love. We could only aspire to have teeth as beautiful as you. Much love, Smoking Truth. Appreciate that. You have a good day yourself. We're here. Like I said, Smoking Truth, this is truly the show that never ends, because it's really the show about life, more specifically about my life. 5-Speed in the house. Good to see you too, 5-Speed. You represent. How's it going, 5-Speed? You still keeping those policy enforcers? You still keeping them straight? You're talking to us, so I guess you're not, you're not caged up behind bars. Salutes to you, homie. Salutes to you. Never take the jab, says, wish we could hear what Z really thinks. I don't know if people are ready for that. Never take the jab. Who else is here? Yeah, 5-Speed. Much love. Take it easy on those policy enforcers, the so-called cops. They really know not what they do. They're not very intelligent. It's like dealing with a special needs person, right? When you deal with a cop, they really are special needs, but they're special needs people with, like, a lot of false power and authority and, weapons and huge egos. Most of them are really all fucked up mentally. They're usually jacked up on some type of testosterone replacement, steroids or otherwise, some type of exogenous hormone, regimen. They're all tatted up. What's up with the cops with the tattoos, the arm sleeves and shit? What's up with that, guys? It's like you're wannabe outlaws. You're like wannabe criminals. It's like you're a cop, but you're jealous of the criminals that you're locking up. Because you're some goofy cop, right? And you lock up some black dude, some Tyrone in like Detroit. But you're really jealous of him, because he's running the streets, he's doing his thing, he's got flow, he's got a little something going, he's got a personality, he's got a couple bitches that he's dealing with. So you're really jealous. So then you got to pretend in your head that, like, you're some kind of like rebel outlaw too, but really you're just a cop. You're just a sellout, really. And it just doesn't make sense to me. So anyway, 5-Speed, be careful out there dealing with these cops. Just be careful. Much love. Who else is here? Ginger Jimmy Jr. says frequencies are fucking the piggies up. I don't know. Maybe. I don't think the frequencies are good for anybody, cop or otherwise, but who knows? What do I know? Yeah, we got some different people here this morning. It is Saturday. But yeah, guys, we don't hate the policy enforcers. We don't hate anybody. They know not what they do. They're like overgrown mental, intellectual, cognitive, emotional, and spiritual children. They're like overgrown little babies, really, with guns and authority. So, but we love them. It's fine. Slash says them roids are messing the blue line thugs up. Yeah, they're just all roided up. She says, I hate the bad piggies. You got these people on steroids. Here in the Western culture, when you reach a certain age as a man, if you're just part of the standard medical system, like if you're a guy who goes and you get your physical every year and stuff, eventually they're going to put you on like testosterone replacement therapy, like T therapy, which to me is like it's kind of a short-term solution. You're kind of sacrificing your long-term health for some short-term interest, which to me is not a good deal. That's not a good deal to ever do that to yourself. Right? So you hit like 40 years old, you're a guy, maybe you don't have quite that, you're not bringing that thunder down under that maybe you were accustomed to, you and the old lady. You start to see your lady's kind of less interested in you. She's spending more time on the phone with her work husband, whatever. She's going and girls' nights out become a little bit more frequent when you're 40, and then you realize I got to do something. So you go to your doctor, and he starts giving you testosterone replacement therapy, which is good in the beginning because now all of a sudden your little soldier boy is able to stand at salute, but you find that there's side effects. And it goes from there. It's not going to work out for you. It's not going to work out for you. You're looking at kidney disease, long term, other things. All your hair is going to fall out. You're going to gain a lot of weight. Your blood pressure is going to go up. You're basically going to be looking at metabolic syndrome all the way down. But anyway, yet that's what everybody's doing. You just go to some doctor and he's just going to dose you up with a bunch of bullshit. Yeah, Niall says statins, TRT, metformin. That's all in your future if you start doing that. Because everything's going to go up. Blood pressure, cholesterol. Hard Hat knows what I'm talking about if he's listening. Much love, Hard Hat. He's been honest and open about his experience with, let's just say, exogenous hormone treatments. Much love, Hard Hat. Oh, and your balls shrink. Although at this age, that wouldn't be too bad of a thing for me because as you get older, I'll leave it there. We'll leave that one there. Not everything needs to be explored in such detail. It's a little too self-indulgent. We don't want to go there. Sovereign Mist is active this morning. So. Franco, Lagrange is here. Franco Lagrange on the range, coming at us from South Africa. Much love. It's good to have you here. I always like seeing people from the so-called Southern Hemisphere. They all have like a different vibe. Something happens when you cross the equator, so-called equator. There's a different vibe down there. I wouldn't know personally. I've never been down there, but this is how I imagine it in my head. Everything just sort of flips in a weird way down there. I shouldn't say down there. Let's say out there. Who knows? We don't need a model, but so I have an affinity for all you South Africans, South Americans, Australians, New Zealanders. I want to get in touch with that vibe. That Southern Hemisphere vibe. L4Y, L4 in the house. Salty Siren. Salty Siren. When are we going to see more of Salty Siren, everybody? Everybody knows Salty Siren. We have her little picture, her icon, but do we know the real Salty Siren? Come on, Salty. Let's get to know you a little bit better. We Free in the house. Sly Shy says, get out of your imagination, brother. Shout out to Jack Talcott. Jack. He's one of the rising stars of the Truthiverse. Not really, though. We haven't seen Jack on my show for quite some time. I think he is like 3 hours behind me, so. And he knows he probably won't get much airplay here. He realizes that. But Jack, if you're hearing this, Jack, which I know you're not, feel free to come on up anytime. But yeah, I want to get more in touch with the all the people out there in the southern hemisphere. Slash says, Z, you know you're barking up Lady Z. She only got eyes for a few. What's the reference there, Slash? You know you're barking up Lady Z. I don't know. Maybe you could elaborate on that one, Slash. She only got eyes for you. So, we're here on Saturday. We're going to see how this goes. We're going to see how this goes. Sovereign says, where's Wobbly? Again, it's Saturday. We'll cut people some slack for not being here. I'm sure Wobbly Boost anybody. He's one of our friends from Australia. Who knows where Wobbly is? Maybe he had a big night on the town last night. Who knows? Well, that's all messed up because it's actually nighttime for him. So, see how it gets mixed up. The weird thing about the Southern Hemisphere is how they celebrate Christmas in the summertime for them. It's so weird to me. Like, I get it, but it doesn't make sense because Christmas, it's typically associated with the winter solstice, dark, so you have your Yule log, your Christmas lights and stuff. But meanwhile, in the Southern Hemisphere, they're celebrating Christmas in the dead of summer. Maybe somebody, LaGrange, maybe you can come up here and tell us what that's like, or somebody. Let's make that a goal for today's show. Somebody from the Southern Hemisphere. I always have to say hemisphere with the quotes. I don't want to call it a hemisplane because that assumes something too. But anyway, Joe Nugent, good to see you. Maybe somebody from the Southern Hemisphere can come up and tell us what it's like to celebrate Christmas in the dead of summer. It's crazy to me. It makes no sense. Am I the only one? Am I going on some type of Asperger's-like, spectrum-like spurg out here with this whole Christmas and summer thing for the Southern Hemisphere people? Think about it, guys. So you're like in South Africa or Australia, and it's 110 degrees on the outback, like Wobbly Boost. So Wobbly Boost, are you sitting there in the outback in your tent in the middle of summer with like a Christmas tree there? Like a fucking pine tree, which doesn't even grow in Australia, and like, celebrating like a winter holiday with fucking snow and Santa Claus with the sleigh and the reindeers? It's absurd. I can go off the whole rest of the show right now until the show ends. I can just go off and spurg on this insane idea that in the Southern Hemisphere, Christmas is celebrated in the dead of summer. Somebody explain it to me. I'm fucking actually getting pissed off about it because this place is crazy. We're supposed to live here on this earth and amongst such fucking insanity. Somebody explain it to me. Dave Oliver says, but Santa only works one night a year. Right. So is that what it is, Dave Oliver? Santa's got to do the whole thing all in one night. Unfucking believable. I don't know why I just got so emotional about that, but it doesn't make sense to me. Christmas in summer, for all those people, is completely absurd to me. I don't understand it. Yeah, Mimi's laughing. Mimi, have you ever thought of that? That they fucking celebrate Christmas in the middle? I don't know, whatever. We'll move on. I'll do my best to move on. Yeah, it is crazy, Dave Oliver. Much like me, you're probably just like realizing that. And they just all accept it somehow. It's crazy. It really is. What's LaGrange say? LaGrange says, come visit, Z. Dave Manel has visited me on the farm, and you're most welcome. Much love. I might take you up on that. That's Trinity Dave, for anybody that doesn't know. I knew you guys were friends. I remember when he was down there when he came back and everything. Thanks, LaGrange. I might take you up on that one. At some point, I'm going to do, I think, a Z World Tour. We're just going to go all over. We're going to go to, maybe we'll go to Welsh. Maybe we'll go to Welshland, Wales. Maybe we'll hit up Martin Liedke if he's around. I'll head over to the Netherlands. Maybe Voynich will let me stay with him. Could you imagine that? Me and Voynich? I don't think one of us would, well, I'm not sure Voynich would be a really friendly host towards myself. Maybe I'll head over to Denmark, visit Vividness 420. Maybe I can go to Romania. I can go see our friend Razvan, for anybody who knows him. Again, I'm not sure he would give me the warmest welcome. And then I could head to South Africa. See you, LaGrange. Out on the range. And then I'll move on. It's not a bad idea. Who knows? Heidi's here. She says, I just woke up. I was up till 2 a.m. Well, Heidi, we didn't mean to wake you. By all means, feel free to lay your head back down and just, whatever. Welcome, Heidi. Never take the jab. Just take me with you, Z. I'm super down. Nice, never take the jab. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, but the Z World Tour. We'll see how that goes. Slash Eye says, I bet Voight thinks before messing with me. No doubt, Slash Eye. You're a black woman, which means you're pretty much untouchable. You have like a pass, like a get out of jail free pass with society. Because really, whatever you do, like say Slash Eye, you and I got into some altercation, right? Like in public, whatever. We're arguing, We're in line at Walmart, and Slash Eye cuts in front of me, Like most black women, because she's harried and scattered, she'd probably be like on her phone, gossiping, jiving, causing drama. She's on the phone, gossiping, jiving, causing drama. We're in Walmart. She cuts in front of me. I say, excuse me, ma'am. It appears you've cut in front of me. You know that's not going to end well for me. There's no circumstance in which I walk out of that in any positive way. See what I mean, Slash Eye? You have a natural advantage. You might not think so. You might not think so. But in this day and age, in this PC, leftist, progressive culture, Slash Eye, you can pretty much do whatever you want. Slash Eye, you have pretty much diplomatic immunity due to your status as a melanated woman in America. You pretty much can do whatever you want. Think about it, everybody. I don't know. Is this racist? Mimi, am I being racist here? Mimi, you have to keep me in check because sometimes I do this and then I'll wake up tomorrow and there'll be 7 Zetetic Warrior exposed videos from people that I never even heard of. Thank you. Mimi says no. I'm in the green zone still. Maybe the yellow. We haven't peeked out into the red. Thank you, Slash Eye. Appreciate that. She says I'm not being racist. Cool. YOLO Swaggins in the house. Much love, YOLO. Much love. Here's Vivinus 420 in Denmark. Vivinus 420 just welcomed me to Denmark. So if I keep this up, I'm going to make my way all over. I have Renegade 1 in Sweden. I have all kinds of friends. We have friends in Taiwan, New Zealand. I don't have any South American friends. If you're listening to me from South or Central America, give me a shout out so I know. I got to get out more. I got to get out of the U.S. more. I got to expand my range. Got to expand my consciousness, everything. Thanks, Mimi. You keep me straight. Never Take the Jab says that they have family in Poland, so. Sovereign wants me to go beyond the ice wall. Well, Sovereign, if anybody's going to get me there, it's probably going to be you. You know. We'll ask the question again, Sovereign. Who gets to go beyond the ice wall? Who's established themselves? You know, who has the credibility to get beyond that ice wall? If the airship comes, who are we letting beyond the ice wall? I've already said Dave Weiss, although Dave Weiss probably already vacations beyond the ice wall. Dave, word is when you go on those vacations of yours, it's not to Mexico or anywhere else. You're heading out there to the Iron Islands, to Lemuria, you know, to the Anunnaki land. That's the word on the street. Dave Weiss is already in contact with the culture beyond the ice wall. But who else gets to go? Martin Leedkid gets to go. I'm on that ship. I'm just saying, I'm on it, everybody. It's one of the reasons why I'm on here doing this. It's because I'm trying to get my ticket to the Tatarian Iron Realm lands beyond the ice wall. That's why I'm here. Austin Whitsitt, he gets a ticket, and his lovely wife. I think her name's Kai. They get to take it beyond the ice wall. LaGrange, our friend Dave Minnell, Trinity Dave, he gets a ticket beyond the ice wall with his lovely wife and children. They get a ticket beyond the ice wall. They do. Dave, if you're listening, or Andrea, you guys did a good job. You made your way onto the airship. Once the shit hits the fan, you guys are good to go. They're going to take you out of here. They're going to bring you out to the outer lands. I hear it's great out there. I hear every weekend you can go see David Bowie live. I heard David Bowie created a super band out in the outer lands with Michael Jackson, Elvis, Biggie Smalls, Tupac, all those guys. They're all out there. Every great artist that you ever heard of, they didn't die. They're out beyond the ice wall. You know, even though they were usually all drug addicts and lived insanely reckless lifestyles and stuff. It wasn't the drugs that killed them. It was just they got transported out of here. Anyway, I'm putting my hat in the ring for anybody out there. I want a ticket. I want a ticket on the airship. I want a ticket. We're having fun here this morning. Pamela's Mystical Musings is recommending Jack Talcott for a trip to the outer lands. Sorry, I'm gonna have to veto that one. Jack, you do not get a ticket. You do not get a ticket to Tataria. Sorry, Jack. You missed out. We'll leave Jack here with Anton Daniels and all the rest of the indoctrinated plebes We'll leave Jack here with Antoine. Sorry, Antoine, not Anton. It's Antoine. Jack, you made your bed. It's yours. Now you lie in it. Sovereign nominates Brian Stavely. All right, Brian Stavely, you have a ticket on the airship to the Outer Lands. That's a good one, Sovereign. How did I forget Brian? Of course Brian has a ticket. Of course he does. He definitely does. Why wouldn't he? Good one, Sovereign. Sovereign Mist, you're good. You're definitely on the nominating committee for the airship. Definitely. Sovereign Mist, do we let Archaics on? You're going to be the deciding vote because I'm going back and forth, Sovereign Mist, with Archaics. Yeah, Milo, I get it. But does Archaics get on the airship? If Z has to be honest, I don't think we could let Archaics on. But help me out, Sovereign Mist. I'm going to let the crowd vote. Just put a yes or no. Does Archaics get a ticket to the airship? Yes or no? Just put a yes or no. Archaics, is he allowed to go beyond the ice wall? Or is he going to stay here? Joe Nugent says no. Pamela says no. See, Three Finger says no. Never Take the Jab says yes. But Salty says no. Unindoctrinated says no. It's pretty clear. Seems to be my audience agrees with me on this one. Archaics. You're stuck here, dude. Slashite doesn't know him. Sovereign Mist is a strong advocate for Archaics. We'll have to see, Sovereign Mist. Pass N through 7 times X. It's a hell of a name. Says yes. I don't know. Maybe we'll have to explore this at a later time, whether or not Archaics is eligible. Because he is predicting the next reset. Did he say 2041? Help us out, Sovereign Mist. According to Archaics, when's the next reset, the next destruction? 2041? I don't know. That gives him some time to maybe change our minds. Maybe we'll let him on by then. I don't know. We wouldn't want to leave him here for the destruction event that he indeed predicted. So 2040, they say. Oh, I was close. So we have some time, Archaics. We have at least till 2040 to get you out of here. I'm not sure. Three Finger says Martin has a ticket. Of course Martin has a ticket. Three Fingers, not only does Martin have a ticket on the airship to the Outer Lands, Martin's going to captain the ship. Of course. There's nobody else to captain that ship. It has to be Martin. It has to be. Martin, if you hear this, congratulations. Gypsy. Nice to see you, Gypsy. Welcome. Unindoctrinated says, if you're a fan of Archaics and haven't looked up his criminal history, you might want to do that. Well, Unindoctrinated, really, does his history really play into this? Should we really hold that history against him? It doesn't really either lend to or take away from his credibility in terms of his knowledge base, right? You know? You could really say that about anybody, right, Ryan? About their history. And then, use that to sort of discredit their message. I don't know. I'm just putting it out there, Ryan. Like, I could imagine Three Fingers has a very checkered past, right? Three Fingers? I'm pretty sure there's no doubt about it. Just looking at you. You look like a deviant and a miscreant, Three Fingers. Just saying. And so should we hold people's past against them? Would we want to hold Three Fingers' checkered past against him? No, of course not. We accept them. Nobody's beyond redemption here. Nobody. Right, Solverman says, no one's perfect. But Archaics, I don't know. We'll see. Archaics has a little bit of a grifty vibe to me. Just a little bit. I'm not going to jump all the way out the window with my Archaics critique. Just a little bit of a grifty vibe. Which, again, it's not completely irredeemable. I get it. It's fine. But I can't put my weight behind Archaics. We do see that he's having a collaboration currently with our friend Martin Liedtke. And I encourage the collaboration. I support it. So I don't want anybody to think I'm trashing Archaics here, but we're just keeping you honest, Archaics. I'm keeping you honest. Because the real Trutherverse is right here. Right here. You know. We've like elevated ourselves. We've just pretty much nominated ourselves for like the head Trutherverse. We're like the truthers of truthers. We're like the 10th level Jedi, 34th degree truthers. We go above beyond. We go beyond the 33rd degree. We go up to 34th degree, maybe even higher. What are you guys saying here? You guys are chatting it up here. Pass n through 7 times x. Am I missing something with your name? Passing through. Oh, passing through. Got it. It's like a light. Your name is like a license plate. Yeah. Passing through 7 times 3. Passing through 21. Passing through 7 times 3. I don't know. So many of you guys are so interested in the numbers thing. I don't know about the whole gematria thing. I don't want to get all controversial and upset all you number counters, but I think all the gematria guys, you go way too far. Way too far with your whole gematria thing. To me, it's just confirmation bias or some type of self-justifying logic and reasoning that you guys are using. It seems like you just use the numbers to just portray any narrative or idea that you guys are imagining or you believe in. I'm not fucking buying the gematria. I see it on a certain level. Like, okay, I can look at this Paleo-Hebraic language that we know about, Paleo-Hebraic, whether it's some type of Phoenician language or some other fucking weird otherworldly language that's basically where the symbols, where the phonetics, basically, where the phonetics is encoded into a numerical system, the Old Testament and stuff, or the Torah or whatever. So I get it. I can see it on a certain level. But on another level, it's too much for me. I'm not really buying into your gematria stuff, guys. Where's penile power when you need them? I just can't with the gematria. See, I even know how to say it, guys. It's gematria. I know it. You can come at me. I know it's gematria. I'm just not buying it. It's just rubbish to me. There's so much rubbish to it. Solvermist agrees. Thank you, Solvermist. It's too much. It's too much. Look up the term apophinia, everybody. Apophinia, anyway. Noba in the house. Much love, Noba. Much love. Heidi likes calling me John lately. Heidi likes that she knows my name. What's up, Heidi? Heidi's down in Florida I like Florida, Heidi, but only in very specific times of the year. I love Florida in the winter. Southern Florida, like in July, fuck, love it. Right now, you couldn't pay me to be there. You just couldn't. Although I don't mind the hot weather. Like I'm acclimated to the hot weather. Because if you know, I'm Italian. I'm Southern Italian. Sicilian. I'm part Sicilian. So I'm acclimated to the warmer, more temperate climates. But Florida's too humid for me. It's too hot and humid in the summer. But I could handle the heat, I could handle the heat. YOLO Swaggin says, I'm an apophonic synthesiac. Nice. I like that one, YOLO. What's Heidi saying? She says, whenever you want to come here, I have a beautiful place, John, with hard eyes. Control yourself, Heidi. Control yourself. Although, it's a pretty tempting offer. We'll talk, Heidi. We'll talk. Heidi, can you wait till January? Can you wait till January? Are you going to fly me in, Heidi? Are you going to give me the treatment? Because you hear all these guys, these big money guys, they fly in those IG models. That's the new thing, guys. You fly somebody in. I imagine Antoine Daniels knows a little bit about it. Black guys are into it. Black guys with money. So if you're a melanated man, you got a little bit of cash in the bank. That's what you do. That's the pinnacle of black achievement. You make some money, you fly in the IG models. So you're gonna fly me in, Heidi? Am I like your version of like an IG model? You fly me in, you put me up, we do our thing. I don't know, Heidi. Think about it. Rob Cleveland's here. He knows. He understands. Rob, Heidi wants to fly me in to Florida. What do you think, Rob? Should I go for it? I can give Heidi the boyfriend experience. Have you ever heard of the girlfriend experience? Girlfriend experience is this, guys. You basically hire a hooker. Well, I mean IG model for like the weekend. So Heidi, I'm available for the boyfriend experience, Heidi, but I don't come cheap. But for you, we could maybe talk about some type of, I don't know, like a friends and family discount or something. We'll see. Rob wants me to go for it. Heidi says, don't forget, I'm an alpha widow. Right, Heidi. We need to cure those alpha widow blues that you have. We have to see what we can do about it. YOLO Swaggin says, fly me to Uganda, baby. We'll just let that one stay. I know the reference, but we were flirting with being racist a little bit ago when I was going in on Sly Shy, but I don't know how much I want to go in that direction there. YOLO. Piano Man says Minel is going to fly me out to Scotland. I don't know, Rob. I don't know. Minel? I don't think I've ever seen Minel. But that voice, Rob, do you think you can get past that voice? Minel, if you want to fly me out, or Rob, or anybody else to Scotland, we'll do it. I'm advocating for you too, Rob. I'm going to be your representative here. Minel, if you want to fly out, Rob, or myself, or, or anybody, the deal is you just got to keep your mouth shut the whole time. You can't fucking talk, Minel. You can't say one word. I don't even really want to hear you breathing if we're going out there. We can make this happen, Minel, but you're not going to be able to talk. because it's a deal breaker. I can't sit there and listen to you talk all weekend if we hang out, Manel. Much love, Manel. I think Manel called in last week under some assumed identity. We all know it was you, Manel. You can't hide that voice. You can't hide that Scottish, British, UK brogue speech that you have. You can't hide the decades and decades of cigarette smoke damage that you've done to your fucking vocal cords. You can't hide that, Manel. That's not, somebody like me picks up on that in 2 seconds. So we know it was you, Manel, who called in last week. Some kind of type of racist, like, bigoted Muslim Islamic presentation, whatever the fuck that was. But yeah, Manel, we knew it was you. You can't hide that voice. You can't hide 3 packs a day for like 40 years, Manel. That's not something that you could just, you know what I mean? Like, the damage is done. Anyway. Was that too much, Rob? I actually find it interesting, Rob, that you would consider taking Manel up on that offer. Surprising to me. Surprising. Moose in the house. What's up, Moose? Much love, Moose. For those of you who missed yesterday's broadcast, Moose and I had a breakthrough in terms of our relationship with each other. We've had a breakthrough. We've come to like some collective understanding. It was touching to watch, really. It was touching to watch this momentous event take place where Moose and Zetetic Warrior, we pretty much met. We smoked the peace pipe. And I admitted, Rob Cleveland, you might have missed it. I admitted that Moose is funny yesterday. Not all the time, Moose. But I get it. You can't be funny all the time. Nobody knows more than me. They're not all home runs. But Rob Cleveland, I do have to admit that I find Moose humorous. Maybe, Rob, you can let us know what you think about that. So you got to give people their flowers when they deserve it. You got to give people, you just have to. Sovereign says I'm frozen. Am I frozen, guys? It doesn't look like I'm frozen. Mimi, am I frozen? No, I'm not frozen. No, thanks. You're messing me up, Sovereign Mist. Come on. Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Thank you. Right. All right. Let's vote in the chat. Is Moose funny? Yes or no? Is Moose funny? Yes or no? Let me see it. Let's vote. I know I probably should have qualified it, because I know he's funny sometimes. But is Moose funny? Yes or no? Heidi says yes. 5 Speed says no, but I'm not sure. He might have been referring to. Mimi says yes. Pay attention, Moose. You're going to figure out who your real fans are. Mental Pancake says no. Rob Cleveland thinks you're funny, dude. And Pamela. All right. Moose, you're having a good showing this morning, dude. Crowd says Moose is funny. How can I disagree with that? I'd be hard pressed to do so. Vibrating sound in the house. Wee Free says funny acting. London Man, good to see you, London Man. London Man had a nice broadcast yesterday. Go check out London Man's stream from yesterday. He did a deep dive. He did some reviews on Liedtke. Liedtke and Archaics are getting a lot of shine this morning on my show, and not like they need it, but he did like a review of, amongst other things, he did a review of Liedtke and Archaics' one of their recent collaborations, and other things. That was just part of the show. Much love, London Man. But anyway, back to Moose. Moose. The crowd says you're funny. Well, I'm going to go with that. I'm going to go with it. Yeah, McLovin, you missed it. I was going in talking about your co-host Pamela, Mystical Musings. I was talking about her earlier when I started up. And, again, for anybody who wasn't here, I recommend Pamela's Mystical Musings channel if you're into like cosmic, sexy ASMR. It's a weird vibe, but like, what are you doing with Mystical Musings? Like, she has like a certain cadence with her voice. Like you can tell Pamela, like she studied some kind of like neuro-linguistic programming content, like some type of hypnotic method. She uses some weird vocal cadence that, like, she drops you in some like mental state, I don't know. But I do find it erotic in a weird way, Pamela. Like she said, she didn't intend, apparently, for her content to, to be so, let's say, sexually stimulating. So it seems to be some type of happy byproduct. Chance, I don't know. She says, nope, just naturally weird. No NLP. Whatever you're doing, Pamela, keep it up. Keep it up. I think you're finding a lane there somehow. Even if it's not what you originally intended, Anyway. We're having fun. Okay, we're out 13 minutes in. This is where I usually put the link in the chat. Part of me wants to just keep going here and rambling. I do have content for you guys, but I think of stuff and then I get to the show and I just throw it away because I like doing this better. But as time goes on, we'll go into more segments and things like that. Lately, I just feel like letting it flow here, letting the flow state ride. Chris Mack, welcome. Chris Mack says first time here. Settle in, Chris Mack. You're in for a treat. You found your way to the show that never ends. The show that is life, the show that is my life. As I sit here and just solipsistically and narcissistically indulge in my ego. And maybe we learn some things along the way. We have fun here. We explore different aspects of reality, of creation, of consciousness. We talk about the hard-hitting subjects, like how melanated women in American culture, like our friend Sly Shy, pretty much have cultural and diplomatic immunity to do whatever they want, right? I'm telling you, Sly Shy, you're in a good spot. You may think that you're oppressed, you're the black female. You probably think that you're the most oppressed person on the earth, Sly Shy, but you're really not. You're really not. You're really the most empowered at this point. You can pretty much get away with anything, Sly Shy. We'll talk, Sly Shy. You and I need to join forces. Because you can pretty much do whatever you want. Pretty much, Sly Shy. And I don't know your thing, Sly Shy, but if you popped out a couple kids along the way and you're not married, think about it. Think about it. The government just will just give you money. You just have to exist, fuck, and procreate. If you're a black woman in this country, that's your job. Just exist, fuck, and have kids. And you'll live a good life. You'll be fine. Mimi, was that racist? Did I go too far with that one? See, Slash, I was pushing the race, thing, but I Chris Mack's laughing. See, I was pushing the racism thing. I was walking the line, but I think I crossed over with that last one. I'm trying to learn my, boundaries and stuff. Trying to learn. trying to. She said, "No kids, no husband." You did fail, Sly Shy. I don't know. Maybe there's still time, Sly Shy. Talk to me. Talk to me, Sly Shy. All right. If you like the show, guys, share and like. Get the word out. We've had no help with the algorithm. We're truthers. We're truthers. Who wants the algorithm to help? If the algorithm's helping you, you're on the wrong path. You're on the wrong path. Like if you're Antoine Daniels, Antoine, I'm sure the algorithm's helping you. It has to. You're doing the Christian grift. You're a black guy. I'm sure the algorithm loves you, Antoine. The algorithm doesn't love me. It doesn't love Paulie Boy. So, like I know Antoine, you got the bag. Anton Daniels. We know you got to the bag. You got the money. You make fun of Paulie for being in a trailer and everybody else because they don't have the bag yet. But just know, Anton, that... Anyway, I said enough. Much love, Anton. Have fun with Jack Talcott. I'm sure you guys are going to do great things together. Moose says, let's work together to make Sly Shy the female Antoine. That's not a bad idea, Moose. See, Moose has a good understanding of demographics. He knows how to hit the demo. I like that, Moose. I'm into that. Moose, he's showing his producer qualities. I'm into it, Moose. I'm into it. Heidi's saying she's still stimulated. We know, Heidi. Calm down. Heidi, take it easy, Heidi. Take it easy. Rein it in a little bit. Rein it in. All right, let's drop the invite. Links in the chat, everybody. Links in the chat. Yeah, we're doing a Saturday thing. We're just doing the thing. It really doesn't matter. My idea here is to create a space, right? Isn't that what this is? Because it's not just about me, even though it's mainly about me. All right, it's really just about me, but I'll pander to all you guys who are here. It's really a space, right? It's a platform, so you guys can come here. You can interact with each other, right? So I can come here, I could do my thing. I'm like the clown, right? Like I get up here and just make a fool out of myself just to keep the lights on. And keep the Barnum and Bailey's 3-ring circus going. So I get up here. I do it all. I'm the lion tamer. I'm riding the elephant. I'm the bearded lady. I'm the high wire act. I'm the trapeze act. I'm the clown. I'm everything. I'm everything rolled up in one. Mainly I could be the ringleader. And then I bring all you guys up and we all have an act here. This is the show that never ends, guys. Embrace it. Thunder Chicken in the house. Just embrace it, guys. We're like, you guys ever follow the Grateful Dead? They had their own little Grateful Dead culture. It just was always there. Then the band comes on, but it's a culture, guys. Strangely enough, all of these diverse individuals from all around not spherical, but the round world, we found ourselves here together somehow. The likes of Three Fingers, Sly Shy, Thunder Chicken, Heidi, and all you people. We're all here together in some weird fucking culture, some subculture, some counterculture. We might as well do something with it. We might as well do something with it. So am I doing the truth or grift? Where I come on here? Because I'll be monetized soon. So I'm not going to come on here and keep doing this for free. Like I said, it'll just fucking drive me crazy. I'll start resenting all of you. It'll be just a bad situation. I don't want to do that. So am I doing the truth or grift? Maybe, I don't know. I'd rather do the truth or grift than the Christian grift because that's just disgusting to me. So we'll do the truth or grift here. We'll see how that goes. If anybody wants to come up. If you're interesting, I'll keep you up here. At least for some time. Some people get upset when I kick them out. They get it like in their feelers. We don't need that. We don't really need that. Pamela says that she'll take the truth or grift over the Jesus grift any day. Pamela, she's on it. Pamela's on top of the scene here. Some of you guys are bringing up people I don't know. I don't know who Larry is. Moose, I don't know who Larry is. Maybe I'll have to figure that out. Thunder Chicken said I got too fucked up last night, said too much. What are you referencing, Thunder Chicken? Thunder Chicken, links in the chat if you want to come tell us. I'm not sure the references. But yeah, guys, the Christian grift. It may be the oldest living grift that there is. The Christian grift. The Christian grift is like the Ponzi scheme that never ends. Frankly, I don't know how people still fall for it. Sherry Ives in the house. Much love, Sherry. Good to see you. I'm here on Saturday, Sherry. Welcome. Heidi says, Z, we went to Verily's last night. Oh, right. Verily is streaming. She'll do well. Verily doesn't come here. She doesn't come to my channel. Although, Verily, if you hear this, I saw you on OTW's channel yesterday. I did feel a little twinge of jealousy. I got to admit. I felt a little jealous when Verily was hanging with OTW. That got me a little bit. But anyway, I know Heidi. She's sleeping. I know. She's in Colorado or something. So much love, Verily. I'm sure you do well. Quite attractive. But if I'm to be completely honest, Verily's really not Z's type. You know what I mean? She's a little too much for me. I'm not sure how well Verily and Z would get along. One of us would probably end up battered and bloodied. It would probably be me. You put me and Verily in a room for like 24 hours, with some alcohol, and you just leave us to ourselves, like, something's going to happen. But I'm going to walk out of there worse for the wear. I know it. I just know it. I'd be lucky to escape without any permanent injuries. So, Verily's really, she's not my flavor. Heidi, on the other hand, that's something we could explore. Christy Lee dolls, yes. Marika, Mimi, some of these other fine ladies that show themselves. Vibrating sound, I'd have to explore you a little bit more. But we can talk. See what I mean? I could kind of pick up on that vibe a little bit. But Verily and myself, I just can't see that happening. Can't see that happening. If that there'd be blood from that. There'd be blood. There'd be blood, sweat, and tears. Guarantee. Guarantee it. Freedom Grow Dick in the house. So much love, Verily. Good luck with your channel. She'll do well. But we all know that, she'll do better on some other platform. OnlyFans, seeking arrangements. She'll do well. Much love. Let's welcome our first guest. Rob Cleveland, welcome back.
Thanks for having me. Surprised nobody's came up yet.
Hey, dude, you're still rolling in. It's Saturday. I wasn't planning on doing the weekend thing, and last night I was contemplating it, and I woke up this morning without setting my alarm. Right, like I woke up at 5. I said, "Fuck it, I'm going on. I'm doing it." And because Rob, really, it's about not only the show, but it's about the platform. It's about riding the juice, if there is any. I think there is. And frankly, it's really about beating OTW. Not really, Patrick. I love you, but
I was gonna say, you already got him.
Was that Holmes?
I was gonna say, you already got him there. If that was the case.
Well, you know what they say, Rob. It's a long game, dude. Let's bring up the next guest, Chris Mack. It's your first time here. Chris Mack, welcome to Z Show.
Hey, what's going on, brother? How's everything?
What's up, Chris Mack? What you got for us?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. What was the topic? Like, what, Well,
I'm going to help you, Chris Mack. The topic's me, Chris Mack. The topic is always me, and then we go from there. That's the gist of this whole platform.
Right,
is I sit here and I selfishly and narcissistically dive into the deep, dark places of my consciousness. And then we all go along for a ride and we create an experience with each other. And hopefully in some way we break the never-ending cycle of insanity and basically depravity that takes place on these YouTube channels. And we try to grow and get somewhere within the chaos. So I hope that helps you.
Well, that gives me a starting point, baseline.
Yeah.
So, all right, who are you? What's your thoughts, beliefs, or where do you stand on, let's say, faith? I heard you say something about Christian. It's always a good starting point.
Well, let's talk about you, homie. What are your thoughts on Christianity? Most of the crowd knows my thoughts. We can explore that, but where do you stand with the whole thing? I mean, I'll frame it like this since you asked me first, and then we'll kick it to you. Is Christianity to me seems more like a control mechanism than anything else. Now, when we look at the words of the one they call Christ, Yeshua, Jesus, whatever you want to say, if we focus on the quote-unquote red letters, the words that are at least attributed to him, I think it's probably the most logical and sound doctrine that there could be in terms of providing a way to manage this world, to be in the world, but not of it, so to speak. So when I look at the words of the ones, at least the attributed words to the Christ figure, it seems to me to be completely sound, logical, and so forth. However, when I look at the Christian church, churchianity, going back through, the King James Bible, which apparently was just a remix of the 66 books that we find in the canonical Bible that basically came through the fucking Roman Empire. Well, no, you're not going to see me riding with the fucking churchianity, Christianity bullshit prosperity movement that they have going on now. That's a grift. When it comes to the words of the Christ, I see no better words. Go ahead, Chris Mack. Give us your take.
I agree with the Bible itself. The words, spot on. They're above reproach. sound doctrine, right? Isn't that what sound doctrine is? Above reproach? Canon? I'm asking, I'm not.
Well, it's above logical reproach because anything that's true in this realm should be able to stand up against certain standards that we can use to approach and discern some degree of truth. The standard I use is logic, reasoning, and I could even say the principles of the scientific method, which are basically trying to get to some objectivity so we can get out of our subjective experience, which is typically going to be colored by our emotions. So how can we find a method? How can we make our way through the labyrinth of confusion and find some standard by which to measure this world by? I use logic, reason, and objectivity. That's where I stand. So I put everything up against those standards, dude. I see no way to escape that. We have to have a measuring stick, a North Star, so to speak, to navigate this world, because otherwise it just becomes really, an invitation for control, because people could say whatever they want. If you can play on somebody's emotions well enough, Chris Mack, you can influence their thoughts and feelings and thus their behaviors and actions. So go ahead. Floor is yours, Chris Mack.
Yeah, no, well said. Just I'm branching off, and I'll come back. What do you believe then? Do you just take the focal point of that faith and roll with that, or do you have another following?
I'll put it like this, dude. It's really, to me, not about belief. Now, I'm sure I have certain unconscious beliefs that cloud and shape my paradigm. But to me, it's really not about what I believe. It's what I accept as true beyond belief. So it's, what do I accept? I tell you what I don't accept. I don't accept the history that's presented to us. I don't accept the religions that are presented to us. I don't accept the cosmology that's presented to us. And I don't accept the history that's presented to us. Okay? Because I think they're all control matrix. But we can go from there and have a discussion. But it's really not about what I believe. It's about what I accept as real versus false or illusory. Go ahead, floor's yours.
All right, so we all, I would like to think, right? Everybody, used to believe in something, correct? So that gives precedence, at least in my mind, scientifically, or whatever you would say, that there is something supernatural, something bigger above us. But who and what is where the gamble comes down to. Is that sound fair so far?
I resonate with that. I can't disagree with that at all, man. Because to me, reality evidence is a supernatural aspect. You could just look at your own life, man. There's things that happen in everybody's life that are beyond coincidence. Call them synchronicities, call them whatever you want. But there's points in your life where things happen that are not coincidence, where you can see some type of supernatural, some type of divine hand, or otherwise, however you want to look at it. You could conceive of it in so many ways. Look at the dream world, dude. Look at people who engage in consciousness expansion, spirit journeys, different types of plant medicines, entheogens, etc. People who astral travel. You can look at the astral realm. You can look at the ethereal realm. Some may conceive of those realms as more real than the physical realm that we see, dude. So there's things that happen in our lives that if you use your God-given sovereignty and reasoning, you can reason that there's a supernatural, right? If you use the only thing that stops us, Chris Mack, from understanding and experiencing the supernatural is the indoctrination. They told you evolved from pond scum. They told you live on a spinning, wobbly, rotating Earth that's orbiting an impossible space sun. They told you those things. But if you remove that overlay, you remove that construct, to me, the supernatural is self-evident. To me, the creator is evident in the creation itself. It doesn't have to go any further. You didn't have to convince people of God. You had to convince them of impossible science. Anyway, dude.
No, I like that. That was good. And all right, where do I want to start with this? All right, so I think we all believe we have a soul, right? A spirit. Agreed? Is that general? You think that would be general knowledge? We all got a spirit or a soul. Would that
We
be a
could agree
yes?
on that. We could agree on that. How's it? I could agree with you on that, just
All
in
right.
general terms.
Well, yeah, in general terms, all right. So we all have. So this points to, as energy never, diminishes, it can only be diverted. That means there's something more. So now the next step is what? All we have to go to is what religions. That's where else do we look to the beyond other than the base, right? So then how do we figure out which one would be the proper one to follow? Say I'm brought up Muslim. So I stay Muslim. Why? Because I'm brought up Muslim. That's ridiculous. That's you should test. Each one, see what's true. At least this is how I approached it, because I believe, you know, uh, I believe this is a short life, and universe being so big, I believe there is an afterlife, and I want to make sure I get the right one. So I'll tell you how I approached it. I approached it as a gambling man, you know, and each one of these other religions, they all claim you got to do something to earn enlightenment, or maybe come back and try again until you get it, and try again, or you know what I mean? There's no really bad option. You just don't make it. Keep trying till you make it, or something along those lines. You got to earn it. You got to earn their paradise and almost every other thing. I was very attracted to the fact that in Christianity said you can't earn it. There's nothing you can do to get here, because if you did one sin, the ledger is red, and that's all. That's all it takes. So I'll come to you, and I'll do it for you, because you'll never reach me up here. It's impossible. And I found that attractive. I found that to be amazing. I found that to be the guy who was for the underdog. And then I looked more into it, and I found out that those 66 you speak of are above reproach. I saw a website the other day still offering 500 grand for just one contradiction in the Bible. You can get a $500,000 check if you can just find one, only one. They're all theories, as we know, because nobody's dared to report back. But the story of creation is a perfect one, and so I put my feet firm in that one, and I keep all my thoughts and I line it around that. You talked about Big
Nice,
Bang.
dude. Nice, Chris Mack, dude. I like your vibe, dude. I like your vibe, but I'm gonna let you go because I got other guests I want to get up, dude.
Oh, just going to the Big Bang thing, dude. Rick, and
Go
how
ahead.
it all just fell recently in science. It's a big thing going in the science community right now with the origin of our planet. And I don't know if you guys have talked about that with the Webb telescope. It's mind blowing stuff, really interesting. But
Well,
yeah, if
here's the
you'll have
thing,
me back
Chris Mack.
on,
Here's the thing, Chris Mack. I'll just many people in here know my opinion, but I'll give it to you. I'm not too sure about anything that comes from NASA in terms of the Webb telescope, how it exists in the supposed Lagrange line a million miles away. I'm not really buying most of that presentation, but that's just where I stand on it, man. Listen, dude, you're new here, and I want to just tell you, I like your vibe, homie, but I'm gonna let you down. We'll talk to you more in the future, dude. I want to bring my other guests up. You got any final thoughts for the audience today?
yeah, man, go forth and test everything. Don't take anything as solemn word, man. Test everybody. Don't just believe. And on that, man, God bless you guys. I hope I can get back in here and shoot the breeze. I feel like I came off as a holy roller. It's not the case. It's a point of interest. But thank you for
Much
having me
love.
on.
Much love. It's nice to meet
Welcome.
you, Chris Mack. Much love. Rob, what do you think? He hit us with the Webb telescope. and all that stuff. What are your thoughts?
Um, I don't know. I kind of tuned out once he started getting into like the whole creation Bible thing. I'm familiar with the story. I'm just hope that he's doing well, and that's
Cool.
really all I got for that.
Cool. Yeah, much love, Chris Mack. I'm not really I'm sure a lot of us here. We're not really buying the whole NASA presentation, Holmes. We'll talk about it another time. I see you still in the back, Chris. As much as I would like to go into this with you, we'll let it breathe. We'll let it simmer. Enjoy the show, Chris. I'm gonna kick you out of the studio because I'm tempted to bring you up, but I'm gonna move on. You know, like I said the other day, sometimes the low hanging fruit is, it's a little too low hanging. It's too easy. There's really no I don't know. There's no excitement in just picking that really low hanging fruit. As far as the NASA presentation, I don't think it's even low hanging fruit. It's like the rotten fruit that's just laying on the ground that just ends up getting used as some type of compost fertilizer. I don't even want to. I'm not going to bite the NASA apple. I'm not going there. But much love, Chris Mack. Stick around, dude. You're welcome here. You're welcome. Let's welcome our next guest, Pamela Mystical Musings. Welcome to the stream.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, Pamela.
Hope y'all are doing well. Nice panel so far. Great topic. I actually have a little bit to say about the whole Jesus Savior programming type thing. I think it's a great crutch. I think it helps people get to maybe a better place, but ultimately it's a stepping stone to getting to your own divine authority.
I like that.
I can't disagree with that. My thought is, to me, when we look at the various religions, put that in quotes, let's just call it scriptures, from all the various cultures from around the world that's been presented to us, whatever. Buddhism, Jainism, Taoism, Hinduism, Christianity, ism, right? Okay. To me, there's certain fundamental commonalities that just run across all of them.
Agreed.
Call it a syncretism, so to speak. Shout out to Santos. Like a syncretism, right? There's a certain universal fundamental truth to me that are just self-evident that run across every single religion that there is. I don't care what it is. Zoroastrianism, I don't fucking care what it is. There's certain commonalities. So it begs the question, how were they able to tap into all these commonalities? There's similar stories too. Usually involves fasting, meditation, some method to achieve this knowledge that people sort of call them psychonauts, cosmonauts, but in the psyche and consciousness, who explored these realms of consciousness. Again, whether it's through some type of aestheticism, maybe plant medicine and otherwise, extreme experiences, or just some type of natural talent or gift, we find that there's, through whatever means, that when we look at these scriptures, we see these certain, to me, there's this fundamental underlying truths that underlie all of them. And that's it. That's all for me. I don't have to go any further than that. So
Exactly.
Go ahead. Floor's yours. I'd like to hear your thoughts on it.
I found truths in all kinds of texts, whether it be the ancient, like the Gnostic Gospels. There's truths in the Bible. There's truths in all kinds of texts. I think the problem is the over-reliance on external sources. I think much like people take for granted where their food comes from, religion causes people to take a lot of things for granted and not do as much for themselves, because I'm into the whole prepping and self-sustainability and growing your own stuff type of thing.
So I need to just be honest with my audience right now, because we have Pamela here and she's speaking, but Pamela, we have an issue right now because I'll just jump out the window completely. Christos is here. Christos, I got to just be honest with my audience. I listen to Pamela's channel. Pamela, who you see right here, Pamela's Mystical Musings. I listen to her channel, but I listen to it in a very particular way. What I mean by that is sometimes when I'm participating in some, let's say, self-pleasuring, masturbatory experiences that, let's be honest, come on, we all do it, guys. Z masturbates. Well, I'm just going to jump out the window. And lately, when I've been experiencing that, I may or may not have Pamela Mystical Musings channel playing in the background as I'm doing it. So, but we've created a problem here now, Pamela, because now you're here, and because I'm spending so much time masturbating with your voice in the background, you're here speaking to me, and it's like triggering some type of Pavlovian preconditioned response where, see, like your laugh right there is doing so like I'm here trying to interview you, but your voice is basically stimulating me because I've literally conditioned myself to become stimulated by your voice. There's a Heidi, I know, holy smokes. I'm having an issue here, live and in person. I didn't expect this, but Pamela, so how do I get around this? You know, did you intend for your channel to be pretty much used for some type of psychosomatic ASMR, psychosexual stimulatory event that I used? Was that your intention?
No, I just like talking about things I find interesting.
Okay. So I don't know. You might want to go with it. You may have discovered a new purpose for your channel. I'm not. I'm not sure. Oh, I got a new guest in the back. Dick, I see you. Hold on. I'm going to let Dick up in a moment. But I gotta regain, Dick, I need to regain some sense of like a coherence to myself. I'm literally spun out from Pamela's voice. I got to stop doing that, Pamela, because I'm not going to be able to talk to you moving forward. It's just going to keep doing this to me.
Fair enough.
It's going to keep doing it. Pamela, talk to us. You seem like you're in touch with the, let's call it the astral, the ethereal. You seem to be in touch with the other realms of this reality. We like to think of reality as the physical, right? But to me, if you look at the alchemists, if you look at the ancients, if you look at the mystery schools, reality seems to be much more than the physical. We could look at the astral realm, the etheric realm, and it gives us an insight of what reality is. There seems to be more states of reality than the prima materia. You seem to be in touch with those realms. Bring us into your world. How did you get interested in it? What type of experiences do you have in terms of the metaphysical? How did you get here in your life, Pamela? Help us out.
Well, I grew up on 40 acres in the country, and I guess I started with having kind of a connection to nature. And then through life's challenges and whatnot, the Christianity system let me down, and all the known systems that are supposed to help people seem to have failed me. And so I feel like that exacerbated my awakening, and here we are amidst this spiritual war taking place where the forces of good and light are ramping up exponentially. And here we are.
Let's welcome Dick to the stream. Freedom Grower. Welcome.
Howdy, folks. I hope my mic is working today. I got to get a new cord for this damn thing.
It sounds good.
Cool. Yeah,
Dick,
Pamela, I'm not
Dick,
a cretin like Z. When I masturbate, when I'm listening to your channel, I have my wife there, of course, because I'm monogamy influenced. So, and I'm selling monogamy today too. I got a 3-for-1 special if anybody's interested. So
Nice. Yeah, definitely
Talk
into
to
the
me.
monogamy thing. And like a lot of people in this circle.
Yep.
see, Pamela, I'm tapping into something here that, you might want to consider in terms of, moving forward with your channel. There's a big audience, I think, for you, Pamela, in this realm right here. There's a big audience. Pamela, you're the co-host on London Man's channel. How did you guys meet? How did you guys link up?
Well, I met London through Benton's channel indirectly. London was having a ladies' truther night, and I thought that'd be fun because I wanted to meet some of the other ladies in the community. There's not a lot of female truthers in this space, and so that's kind of how we met.
Right on. What is it about London Man's material that attracts you?
I like the openness to explore new things. You know, we live in a society where the same idea, round earth, flat earth, it's been explored over and over and over. And while there's probably credence to both of those, I like the idea of looking at new theories because we're not going to make any progression if we just keep on rehashing the same old stuff.
Nice.
You got
I
any
can
new
agree with that.
theories?
Good question. Dick asked a good question.
What was that?
Oh, you got any new theories?
No, I think I'm listening into London stuff, and I think a lot of that makes sense. I just know it's not globe like they tell us. Anything the mainstream tries to force down our throat as is, I tend to disbelieve it.
See, Pamela, given everything I just said about you, you can't come on here and say phrases like forcing things down somebody's throat because, you know,
Oh
Dick, I'm
my
really.
God. See, I don't think that way.
Pamela, bring us into your world. You know, you're obviously part of this metaversal community, the Trutherverse, so to speak. You're establishing yourself here in the Trutherverse. Does that interfere with your real world relationships, so to speak? You know, are you married or anything like that?
I have a partner. My marriage days are over. I'm not into the whole marriage thing. You know, it's an institution. I'm going to pass on institutions.
Mm-hmm. So it's safe to say that any inclined men here that might be inclined to pursue you in some type of romantic way, the door's closed. They were saying.
Yeah, yeah.
No, it's unfortunate. Sorry, guys. Sorry, everybody out there. But you know,
Kind of odd, uncomfortable moment here. Thought that was going somewhere.
No, this is nothing. My first panel ever was with Paul Enslaved and Brian O'Shea. I mean,
Oh,
ooh,
okay. I didn't catch that. You've
boy.
already
Do I
been
need
through the
to say
ringer.
more, y'all?
You've already had the O'Shea treatment.
Oh my God, that was my first panel. The first time I ever pulled out my camera, my anything, and I went on that show. And I hadn't met him before, and so I almost put my camera away.
You didn't go for a hike with him, did you?
No, and dude,
No,
when
okay.
he was in Arizona, he kept asking me to come over and take a shower. I'm like, number one, like no one is getting access to me that easily. Number two, that's just creepy as fuck.
so you're
Smart
familiar
woman.
with our friend Brian O'Shea, Pamela.
I am.
What do you think about O'Shea beyond his like obvious weird sexual perversions and general creepiness?
If he could not live life like based on the root chakra, I think he's a cool dude. I think he's funny. I think he's a good soul. I just think he's led by his genitals, unfortunately.
Interesting. But is he funny, Pamela? I'm going to ask the panel. I'm going to ask everybody in the chat. Is O'Shea funny, yes or no? Z says yes. I vote yes. Pamela, what's your
Yeah.
vote?
I say
O'Shea
he's funny. He's funny.
Dick?
Yeah, he's definitely funny. Cracks me up.
What do you say, chat? Not Niall. I'm interested in Niall. Is Brian funny? Heidi says no. I'm not surprised with that one. Heidi says no. Thunder Chicken says no.
Some of his best humor to me is when he's confused. I can't tell if he's actually confused or if he's, you know, just playing it as a bit, but it comes across hilarious to me.
Well, here's the thing about O'Shea. It's like there's being funny and there's being inadvertently funny or unknowingly funny.
Right.
Which, like on Paul's show, basically makes you a whack packer, right? If anybody knows the concept of a whack pack, Paul has a whack pack. To me, there's certain criteria to be, you know, So when one is included amongst the whack pack, there's certain criteria. One is to be funny, but like unintentionally funny, you know, like Snafu Snaps. He's funny, but not on purpose. Same thing, I think, with O'Shea. He's funny, but not on purpose. It's the presentation that's funny. Like Talcott, he's hilarious, but in a completely ironical way, right? Because he's insane. He doesn't know he's funny. He's not trying to be funny, not really. But in a certain light, he could be made hilarious. And to me, that's the Paul enslaved whack pack concept, is that you're unintentionally funny, but you know, but it all depends on who's puppeteering the whole thing. Because because Dick, left to their own devices, they're, you know, there's really no humor. It's actually pretty sad and you know, desperate.
I don't think
examine their
Brian's
lives
that way though.
individually.
I see what you're saying. Jack's definitely that way. He
Oh my
doesn't know
God,
that he's
Jack
being funny,
Talcott.
but he'll crack you the fuck up. Oh my God, that guy.
Right.
Out of control.
And you're right. I'll go there because I will say that I do find O'Shea funny with his sort of like his whole comedian thing. Like I think he's fun. I think he is. Brian, if you're listening or you're going to listen, I think you actually have some potential as a stand-up comedian. You have certain components to your presentation that I think bode well for success. You have a good voice. You have a good cadence. I think he can really do the whole Mitch Hedberg thing, the one-liners, almost like a Rodney Dangerfield Mitch Hedberg thing, where he comes up, he's awkward, he hits him with the stuff, and then he moves on. He could play the crowd a little bit. So anyway.
Dude, I'm realizing how rough I look on here today, man. I'm like, my beard's all untrimmed. My face is swollen from being out in UV rays, shoveling all day. Really didn't pamper myself very much when I came up here, Z.
That's right, Dick. Although you have somewhat of a, you know, a masculine, sexy presentation, we did find out the other day that Rob Cleveland, who's back here, he basically is the sexiest guy on these streets. What did you think about that contest? You know what's funny, Dick? You called the contest. You said that the final of the sexiest man of the Truthiverse, you said the final would be indeed Rob Cleveland versus our new friend Nacha Keta. And indeed, you were right, dude. Did you have some type of inside tip going into the tournament? Do you regret not putting any money down on it? You probably could have made out, Dick.
I see Akashic visions. I predict these things. You know, I'm on top of it. I'm in the flow state. But yeah, I mean, I think anyone could have predicted that. Look at Rob. He's a gorgeous man. Absolutely beautiful specimen. We'd all like to adorn him with approval and validation if he'd show his face here and just tell him how beautiful we know he is. Rob, if you're not uncomfortable, please come on so I can continue to give you homoerotic type of little indicators, you know?
This is very awkward, but I'll come on camera for a few seconds.
You're hot, Rob. You're sexy and you're hot and you know it. Damn, he's looking extra good today too, isn't he? Woo!
Wow. He's like extra dready today.
Glowing.
Like his dreads had a certain like characteristic to them. They were like some type of like effervescent thing going on. He was like glowing, dude. It really is all about the dreadies. It really is. What do you think, Pamela? What do you think about Rob there?
I think I understand why he won. I actually missed the one time YouTube didn't give me a notification. Although I have to say, I probably would have voted for London Man. I'm just biased like that.
Yeah, we know. That's all right. It wouldn't have made a difference anyways.
Yeah.
Well, either way, we know she has affinity towards the melanated amongst us.
It's all about what's in the soul. And every time, like, Rob's got something, like, good to say, like, very articulate. I like when he talks.
Likewise, Rob doesn't say that much, but when he does, it counts and it matters.
Like, you pay attention because he doesn't.
Pamela, I'll throw this out to you. Say we die, and the white light's in front of us, right? We've been presented with the life review. We've seen all the shit that's going on. Now the white light's there. What do we do with the white light? Do we go into it? Do we run away from it? What do we do?
We run away. I'm not going toward the light. I don't want to be soul trapped or reincarnated here.
It's a good take.
Yeah. What if you're bringing your consciousness from this realm back into the afterlife? So at that point, what if you see multiple light sources? Is all I'm saying. So then it's like an a la carte option. You see some sparkly things over here, sparkly things, but you got dark abyss. Eventually, you're wandering around in the abyss enough, you're going to say, I'm going to go towards one of these lights and check them out. So I think it becomes discernment of what light you're going to go to. Can you actually identify the energy that you're moving into?
Exactly. It's that whole gnosis thing. Like at that point, it better be gnosis, or God or Lord knows what's going to happen, you know?
Yep.
I'm not sure on the topic. I'm agnostic on the white light topic at this point. I'm not really sure where to go with that one. Svetlana's here. I saw she was here this morning. I'm sure Svetlana has a lot of thoughts on the light. You know, what do you think, Svetlana? We saw you. Is the light just another portal? I know. Sherry Ives says, I will follow chocolate into any dimension or portal.
She will definitely have something to say on that. She'd probably run a nice monologue if you brought her up here right now.
I know. I brought her up the other day, Dick, and you can tell she was ready for a monologue. And I liked what she was saying, but I cut her off. She was a little surprised, I think, by that. Much love, Svetlana. There's room for you here. Svetlana.
Yeah, I like what she has to say, too.
Yeah.
It's interesting
need,
communication.
She's got that Russian femme fatale voice that I like, you know.
Well, at least she didn't call you a reptilian shapeshifter like she did Benton for cutting her off.
I don't know.
That's
She might be onto
funny.
something with Benton. Benton does have some sort of, let's say, reptilian-like presentation, you know. He kind of has some type of shifty vibe to him. I like you, Benton, but so who knows? She might be in touch with something I'm not. But I'm not sure, guys, if Svetlana is like a hero or a villain at this point. You know, like okay, like we know Razvan, who's here this morning. He's Bond villain, like straight out of Central Casting for Bond villain. Razvan, but Svetlana, she has that vibe to me too, Dick. Where like Svetlana's got a Bond villain, like a trutherverse villain vibe going to her. You know,
I'm
like,
very attracted to her voice. I mean, when she runs
Yeah.
a monologue, there's part of me that, you know, is saying, keep going. I just want to hear more. When she starts rolling the R's, it does.
Yeah, I'm on the
something.
complete opposite end of that spectrum.
Tell us
'Cause
how you
have
really
better
feel.
discernment and judgment than me, Rob. So no, I do. I'm not kidding either. For whatever reason, I like her voice. It is enticing to me. Maybe I should have, you know, I have like fantasies of Russian women in my mind or something. Z.
I mean, I don't blame you, man.
Is that a bad thing as a man?
thing. No, it's healthy, Dick. It's healthy, man.
Or I think she's Latvian, and I just really offended her. Actually, I apologize, Svetlana. You're Latvian, aren't you? It's not Russian.
Either way, Svetlana. You know, we're categorizing you in a particular light, Svetlana. If you want to come up and talk to us, feel free. Feel free. But categorizing Benton as a reptilian, I don't know. That might be a bridge too far. There's a lot of logical leaps you need to do to connect Benton to reptilian. I don't. I'd like to hear her logic though, Dick, and like what would make her think. You know, is it just that anybody who you don't like, Svetlana, is just a reptilian shapeshifter? You know, or do you have evidence? You know, okay, because Rob, she's claiming that Benton's a reptilian. Well, can she show us proof? Go ahead, Dick.
I'm just thinking maybe there's one of those videos where they got a snapshot of like the eye kind of moving or shifting or something. It turns into a diamond shape, and that usually tells them if they're reptilian. So I wouldn't.
I think she
put it
said she
past
was on like
Benton being a reptilian. I think he could.
I think she said, yeah, I think she said she was on like DMT or something when she got like a glimpse or whatever it was that she saw in Benton,
Right.
whatever it
So-
was.
Right, of course. So logically, it wasn't the DMT that she was on; it was Benton himself, really. Here's Razvan. Let's see what Razvan has to say. Here's what Razvan has to say. Razvan,
It's not true.
the perfect Bond villain, the Romanian nightmare. Razvan says Z is healthy, not covering your hair. It needs air, or it's gonna fall.
So I cover my hair all day, every day, because I'm out in the sun and I don't want to get more burned than I already am. Why would I not? Why would I still have a head of hair?
Right.
Right.
I'm not sure though. I'm not sure their logic there. Razvan's fascinated with my beanie. He brings it up like literally every other day for some reason. Razvan, I probably have a more healthy head of hair than you. You know, I'm Italian, Razvan. He's trying to get me because he thinks that like he can find some weakness with me, like I have some insecurity about like being bald. I'm not bald, Razvan. I wear the cap because it just looks better. It's a better frame here. At least that's my opinion of it. Nice try, Razvan. Is that all you got? Razvan, you just loop all day on my beanie and the fucking Bible, dude. Dick, what is it with these much love, Razvan, but I'm gonna go in on you a little bit because it's easy. You know.
I know where you're gonna go. I know what you're gonna say. I like how Chris Mack was bringing the vibe, though. You know, he didn't seem to like I'm gonna fucking hammer you over the head with my Christian doctrine and force a square into a peg hole. But yeah, these guys are out of control, man. A lot of them.
He did ask in the chat if it was an occult episode, though.
Oh yeah. Well, come back up. How about TBE? You know, he's like been cloned or droned or something. There's a new version of him, 2.0 TBE. That's some strange shit. But, you know, good for him for taking a new vibe.
It's again, I call it the Christian grift. So the other thing is like, so if you're not a Christian grifter, you're being duped by it, which is like even worse. I don't know which one's worse, but like, so not only like, okay, it's one level. All right, so Dick, it's one level to do the Christian thing if you're going to say profit from it, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, you're going to go, okay, I'm going to get up here. I'm going to give them the whole Christian thing. People are going to donate to me. We're going to do that whole thing. And then, you know, I'll buy my private jet and, you know, the whole, but
Stretch limo, Coke whores, the whole bit.
Exactly, you know. But if you're being duped by the fucking Christian grift, if you're dupey of the grift, I actually almost feel bad for you. How could we hold it against them, Dick, if they're just being duped by insanity? It's tough.
I do actually feel bad for them, you know, and it's funny because they have that same view back at us. But I've been in their shoes. I've actually walked in the shoes of being a Christian for a good part of my life and asking all the hard questions and having to peel out of that indoctrination. So I know it's a tough road to take that leap, you know, without a safety net or some kind of parachute to save you if you're wrong in your decision making. You're gonna have to actually take accountability and figure out where you stand with these things. But you know, plastic Jesus isn't going to come through the clouds and solve all your problems for you. And they sold you a bill of goods, so might as well figure it out now. Rather than later, I guess.
Razvan, links in the chat if you want to come up. We'll give you a platform. He says, what does he say here? Also, you stick on calling me a pawn villain. Well, Razvan, I mean, it's that easy, dude. You're objectively the perfect Bond villain. Everything about you equals Bond villain. You missed your calling, dude. You really did. Here's a question, Dick. Who's the greater Bond villain, Razvan or Voynich?
Definitely Voy. I haven't had any issues with Razvan. We've crossed paths a couple times now, and
Voy's got to be on the Baba though.
yeah, Voy's got child, adolescent, like things bubbling up in him that he's got to work out.
Much love, Voy. Much love, Voy. We love you, Voynich. That's right. Here we cover everything. We cover the broad scope and breadth of the truth or verse. We really don't discriminate here. Dick, I'm finding that's my niche here is like this, you know, just providing this platform for like the truth or verse world and culture, you know, providing space for people. Maybe that's what we're all doing here, you know, but that's kind of like, I'm kind of getting in on that zone where like, I realize that it's like I'm starting to like it, Dick, to the like the Grateful Dead thing, right? Like this is how I like remember how like the Grateful Dead, it was this whole counterculture, and it just went on for years and years and years, and like they just would go and they would just tour all around the world, and like it was centered on the group and the music, but it really wasn't all about it. It was the music was just a catalyst for the greater culture. Well, I look at it like all these truth or topics, so to speak, that we get into, it's really just a catalyst for a greater culture. So we can come here and talk about these things, but like I like exploring all the universe within the culture, the emotions behind it, you know, the dynamic relationships that are formed within this culture. That's what I'm interested in, dude. I don't know, man. What are your thoughts?
I'm just glad you went the way you did, because I remember when you were looking at coming back on, you were saying I may just talk about flat Earth kind of stuff, and I thought that would have been a little pigeonholing of you know, what you have to offer. And I dig the whole Grateful Dead vibe, and it's a journey. You know, it goes in a bunch of different directions. It's a long, strange trip that we're on here, and are we ever at our destination? I don't know. I don't know if we ever arrive. It's just kind of we keep in a continuum of sorts. And I think a lot of the religions want a finale to their development. Like you've ascended, you're here, you've arisen, you know, it's complete. You don't have to do anything anymore. We can just sit in heaven and worship, you know, this avatar and golden streets and mansions, and it's all been built for you. You don't have to do shit, you know. It's like that's
You
the
mean you
lie
want
of all this.
for your sky daddy in heaven?
Yeah. If you want to keep moving, you're going to have to keep using your intention and being faithful with the gifts you've been given from the Creator, which is in you. So you're going to have to keep working that game on some level.
Pamela, what do you think? You know, a lot of us come here because we like to say we come here for knowledge, you know, but there's every question that's answered just leads to 4 more questions, or really an infinite amount of questions. To me, this realm is truly a Pandora's box. It's a fractal, infinite realm that really never ends. So if we're here to find some ultimate truth, it's probably not going to happen. However, we're all still here, and at least for myself, there's some degree of camaraderie, community, and there's some type of emotional component to this whole thing that we're doing here. What do you think, Pamela? Do you find community here? Do you find that you can express yourself here, where you're finding some kind of group where you could fit in with, or
Yeah,
what do you
exactly.
make of this whole thing?
I see these channels much like the way I treated church back when I was into all of that growing up. It's a place to community and share ideas and grow, you know?
Yeah, there's no doubt about it.
I agree. That's dope.
You know, to me, like all of this, like meeting with you guys, and I'll go to London's channel. To me, that's fellowship like I had at church. And so it gives me the chance to fellowship and get to know a lot of different people and explore things in ways I might not have otherwise, you know?
Yeah, no doubt.
I actually miss that part about church. I really do. That was one of the best things is, and I would church hop just for that reason, because I just wanted to meet other spiritual people, or at least that
Exactly.
I thought were on a path of seeking real truth. And it would be cool if you had truther churches where, you know, they were all around. You could just go on down and play some music, sing, do this shit real time. I don't think it only has to be in the metaverse, so to speak. And I think that is an unhealthy thing that we're being indoctrinated into, is that we only really talk to each other. We only really get down to business when we're on a public platform where they're psychoanalyzing us and trying to meta mine us for.
And that's why I think it's good that Karen hosts these events like Flattoberfest as an example.
Yeah, that's cool.
Good
shit.
point, Rob. Good point.
Yeah.
You know, right? Because Rob and Dick and Pamela, the people will say like, "Oh, this is just metaversal madness. It's not real. We're all just here and again in some type of, you know, mental conscious masturbatory, you know, behavior." But I don't see it like that. Just like Rob points up, they have the flat Earth meetups all the time, and otherwise, it's really not just about this online thing. It's really about a life thing overall. People meet here. People develop relationships here in a real way. So to say that this is just
Families are
metaversal,
made.
yeah, man. To say this is metaversal hijinks is not reality. It's very limiting to even to think of. So I agree with you, Rob. I like that component. Like I was talking earlier in the show, that like I want to do a Z World tour someday, or even at least the country, where I go and I start meeting up with people. I head out, I meet up with you, Rob, in Las Vegas. We do a segment here. We'll put it out in front of people. We'll chill. Then we'll move on. I won't pull like a Brian O'Shea thing, Rob, because he's going to try to move in with you, sleep in your bed, cozy up to you. I wouldn't do anything like that. But, we hang out. I swing out to Colorado. I meet up with Dick,
I'm going to lock all my wives up in the barn when you guys come out because I don't trust any of you.
It's all right, Dick. You can trust me. Hashtag trust me. I come out, I see Dick, we hang out, maybe we do a show, we make some content, we move on. We go around, we start visiting people. LaGrange invited me to South Africa. I got Wobbly Boost in New Zealand. I'm sure I could stay in his seaside shanty. I guarantee, not Wobbly Boost, he's in Australia, but Dean Kendall. I guarantee you Dean lives in like a tin shanty along the ocean. There's no way Dean actually lives in a real house. I picture a rusted out shanty. Anyway, so Dean, are you going to put me up if I head out to New Zealand? I hope so. I think you would. I could hang out with Wobbly Boost in the Australian outback. Maybe London Man puts me up in his flat. There's so many things we could take this so many ways. I'm embracing this whole thing, guys. I'm just jumping right in. I tried to escape this community, Dick, but I just can't do it. For some reason, I'm like Michael Corleone. Every time I try to get out, they pull me back in. It's fucked up.
Yeah, I get it. I relate. You're speaking my language. We're all dealing with it on some level. But you know what? You bring a lot to the table, and there's a lot of value there, and people respect you, Z. So, you're following your calling on some level, and it's a life purpose. You've characterized it as Z factor. I just say that you either got it or you don't, and you've always had it. So we missed you when you were gone,
But I appreciate that, man. I really did. A lot of it when I was gone was just vibing it out, see where my consciousness was. But the funny thing is, Dick, I'd be out and about doing my day, and I just started running my show in my head. So it was just basically like me talking to all the voices in my head and doing a show. So I said, okay, now I'm starting to bleed over into the point of insanity and dysfunction. So why don't I just in some way materialize that internal insanity here and express it?
How are you going to do this sprouts thing, though? Are you going to just sell seeds, or are you going to actually sell sprouts?
It's microgreens.
Yeah. So you're going to sell the microgreens through the mail, or are you
Right.
just going to do it locally?
Locally, but you got to understand, I live in New Jersey, man. So there's a lot of people around me. There's
Yeah.
a lot of population. There's a lot of restaurants within like a half hour, 45-minute driving radius. So my goal is eventually just to sell them to a distributor, Dick, and let them fucking worry about it, like a produce distributor. But in the meantime, it's to you grow the microgreens, and you can custom grow for different clients, whether it's people who are interested in juicing, say wheatgrass, or certain chefs. There's certain special chefs that are into certain things, and that's the idea, man. That's the idea, is to go there. I have other things.
The more I look at how food is produced, it's disgusting to me. And then you look at the compost, they'll say it's organic, but it has all kinds of wrappers and microplastics and all this shit in it. Because even though they used organic inputs, there was still all this debris and other things that passed the muster, I guess, on their qualifications. And unless you're growing biodynamic, unless you're actually growing these vegetables start to finish yourself, you're not even eating a real food from my vantage point. It doesn't have the trace minerals. It doesn't have the life energy. It's late harvested, half dead hybridized cultivar that probably was travel ready for a 1,500-mile trek before it even hit your plate. And it's dead food. So I just think on all levels, the more you can grow your food. I was talking about the seeds because I need to buy more sprout seeds and cover crop seeds. And I was thinking, how profitable would that business be? Now I'm going in all directions, but we're just not eating well, folks. We got to eat better food and get the synapses firing. And I need to be the example of that and, do better myself.
Can't disagree with that. Let's bring up Christos to the stream. Christos, welcome. You muted, big dog. Christos, you're muted.
Hey, can you hear me?
There he is. Christos, welcome.
I'll check video settings in a second. I just wanted to say, in Dean's defense, he has a pretty nice homestead with his wife out by the sea. Definitely not a shack, but yeah, Dean's got a nice little spot.
Nice, even better. Dean, make room for me, Dean. I don't know if you have a guest house, a pool house, or whatever. Make room for me, Dean. I'm going to make my way to New Zealand, and I need somewhere to stay. Appreciate that, Christos. Pamela, Christos was in our contest the other day, in our Sexiest Men of the Truthiverse contest. Christos did well in the competition. He's made his way into the Final Four. He actually lost to the eventual winner, who was Rob Cleveland. What do you think about our friend Christos here, Pamela? Do you think he has a future here in the Truthiverse? Do you think he could establish himself as a sex symbol amongst the community?
Understand why he was in the final, like the final round or whatever.
Right.
Nice. I got another guest in the back, but I'm going to clear the panel. You guys can hang out in the back if you want before I bring my next guest up.
Cheers.
You might want to hang around. Hang around, Dick. Dick, hang around. Oh, you guys hang around unless you got something else to do.
Cool.
What else could you have to do other than be here? But I'm gonna bring you guys.
It's a rainy day. It's going to rain all day here in Colorado, so I got metaversal time.
It's raining somewhere all the time.
Yep.
Nachiketa, good to see you in the chat, homie. All right, so my next guest and I, let's say there's been a bit of static the last few days, right? Controversy. It's been expressed not only here, but in other platforms. I respect my next guest. I think my next guest is I think he's the real deal. Like I said the other day, I might as well say it again here. I think he has a nose for truth. He might be a little bit slow in the uptake sometimes. Again, he's disadvantaged because he's a French Canadian. We all know how I feel about the French Canadians by now. No offense, Mimi, of course, but so my next guest, he's got some difficulties. He's got some limitations. He has some ingrained, intrinsic, underlying limitations due to the fact that he's a goofy French Canadian. It's got to be tough being French Canadian because your culture's split right down the middle. You don't really know who you are. So I know it's difficult. I wonder if that split in culture led to this next guest's split in personality because he seems to be completely insane. He embodies multiple personalities. Some may call it dissociative identity disorder. I don't know. I'll let you guys figure it out. But anyway, we've had some issues the last couple of days, and even before that, some of the issues go back. And maybe we could straighten it out here in front of all you guys. So without any further ado, let's welcome back to the stream Patrick from OTW News. Patrick, welcome back.
Thank you for the presentation, man. It was really funny. I laughed it out. It was great. You know what? I'm going to think about making a presentation for you when you come over too. So obviously I don't have a PhD, but I can make my own diagnosis. So
all right,
how you doing,
Patrick,
sir?
you tell me, how are we, Patrick? Where do we stand in our metaversal relationship and otherwise? Give me your take.
Answer that very quickly is, I have multiple rooms here. So if ever you want to come over, dude, and hang out, it's all good. No hard feelings on my side.
Patrick, extending the olive branch to me. So you'll put me up when I go on my world tour?
Yes, sir.
Well, I do know Lou Bass. He's up there too, but
No, you don't want to go there. He'll have you eating roadkill, man. Come on.
I mean, if anybody could probably make roadkill palatable, I bet it would be Lou. You know, he probably cooks it up in that swine grease that he has. But I'm not sure Lou would welcome me into his house. You know, although if I stayed at your house, you know, you might find me creeping my way over to that eldest daughter of yours, her bedroom, Patricia. Although Patricia moved out, I'll take it. Patricia doesn't live with you, Lou, anymore, so I'm sure I'll find her. But anyway, OTW, indeed, I may stay at your house over Lou Bass's. But other than that, I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine having a really warm welcome either place. But you say you'd be gracious to me,
Oh
so
no,
I'll
you
take
could
it.
have a great warm welcome here, dude. I mean, we'd have fun, man. We could, fires and everything. The whole
right.
thing, man. We can make great content here. I got a big land.
Right.
Great place. Seriously.
So, Patrick, so Chris Mack says, Z, let's drop some truth. What do you feel, Patrick, about these people who come in these communities? They show up, and much love. Hang around Chris Mack, but you can tell they're on that journey. Like they want it their way. They want it now. They're like, give me the truth. Give me the truth. Chris Mack, there's plenty of channels you can go to. They're going to tell you basically and just reinforce what you want to hear, dude. You can go find truth. People do truth. They do information everywhere. That this is really not what this is, dude. We're in a different headspace, bro. But Patrick, they come here and it's like they want to put the coin in the machine and say, give me truth. What do you mean by that, Chris Mack? Your truth, the truth that you want to hear? Can any of us really know truth? Chris Mack, is it possible that we're endeavoring to discover truth, that we're in a co-creative process in which we're exploring all of our consciousness, our separate consciousness in a collective way to try to divine some degree of truth? What does it mean, drop some truth? My truth's different than Patrick's and everybody else's. So it's weird to just come here and say, he's new here. He seemed like a nice guy. He came up. His name's Chris Mack.
Chris Mack?
Yeah.
Okay, here's one truth if you really want to hear one. Chris Mack, and, I don't want to insult you, but I'm just saying, you're a slave. Here's one fundamental truth. You can start there if you want.
Well, Chris Mack, you want the truth?
Right there. Why don't you come up here, Mr. Mack?
Because Patrick, there's this there's a tendency for us or anybody to just sort of have some concept that there's an objective truth. If I just try hard enough, if I just try long enough, if I just find the right guru, if I just get lucky, I'll stumble across the truth, and then everything will make sense for me. Then I can live my life in a way where I could put all fear aside, all consequence and accountability, and I could just latch onto that truth. Oh, Lou Bass is here. See, you say Lou's name and he shows up. It happens like that. Much love, Lou.
You're not lucky today. 2 French Canadians. Well, it's true. Lou Bass not French.
Well, Mimi's here, so that's 3. So, but we love Mimi.
But she's cool. She's from the same province as I am. So you have to understand that Quebec is not as crazy as Ontario. You understand? We're the actual, we do have limitations maybe, but not as much as the people from Ontario, man.
Hey, Patrick, if you need to tell yourself, if you need to make yourself feel better by saying that, because to me, it just seems like all the same despotic tyranny, but I don't know.
But think about it. In our province, we are practically all bilingual. Okay. Ontario, they only speak one language, and all the other provinces in Canada speak only one language. It's like Quebec is the only province in the whole country that actually speaks both languages, except for New Brunswick. New Brunswick, they have the Acadians, where they actually speak French and English, but at the same time. So they actually mix both languages together into one. They're the Acadians. But besides that, it's only Quebec. So that's why I'm saying maybe Ontario has, we have one leg up to Ontario in that sense. Like, I think we're more intelligent here in Quebec, but that's my opinion.
Fair enough, Patrick. Let's welcome the next guest to the stream. I've already said he's our favorite Bond villain. Let's call him one of the villains of the Trutherverse. Not everybody could be a hero. We need villains, right? We need the other side of the coin, Patrick. Let's welcome Razvan. Razvan, welcome to Z Show.
Oh, I love Razvan.
That makes one of us. Razvan, what's going on?
We can't see him. Something's wrong. He's not in StreamYard.
I see him,
Oh, okay. There you go.
which is weird. Yeah, I see him on
Hello,
StreamYard,
Z.
but I don't see him online. There he is. What's
What
up,
is he doing?
Razvan?
Hello,
You showing?
Z.
Illuminati symbolism.
What are you giving us there? Is that some
No,
kind of
it's Z.
Masonic? Oh, it's a Z. Oh, I like that, Razvan.
Oh, that's not
He's
bad.
putting a Z up. I like that, Razvan. You might have just created
How
something
are
there. I
you?
like that.
How are you, Mr. Z? How are you, my friend?
I'm about as good as can be, Razvan. I'm well, man. How are you?
I'm good. I'm planning to take over the world. Z.
Well, with an accent and a voice like that, Razvan, you're on your way. You're well on your way, dude. I wouldn't want to divulge too much of your plans for world domination here. You don't want to let the cat out of the bag, so to speak. But we'll look forward to that, Razvan. We'll look forward to your rise and ascent to become emperor of the realm. So
Are you
how's it
sitting-
going, Razvan?
Are you sitting
You
next
shall
to a
own-
Pinky?
You shall own nothing and be happy, Z.
Razvan, are you sitting next to Pinky? Do you know who Pinky
Pinky and
is?
the brain?
Yeah,
Pinky and the
because
Brain?
they're the only other two individuals or characters that I know that want to take over the world. So I figured you must be the incarnation of the brain, and Pinky's sitting next to you. Am I wrong?
I don't know. There's no one sitting next to me.
Who's sitting next to you?
No one.
Oh, okay then.
So Razvan, let's enter into your insanity, dude. Let's take a trip into your dystopic like nightmarish consciousness. So. What's your deal,
Yes,
Razvan?
my friend.
You seem to you spend a lot of time and energy around the quote unquote trutherverse. You're kind of like the turd in everybody's punch bowl, but you know, maybe we need a turd in the punch bowl. Maybe that sweet saccharine-like punch is really not good for us. Maybe it's just a sugar bomb that sends us into some type of diabetic-like state of, you know, unconsciousness. I don't know. So maybe Razvan, you're serving a good point, but what the
Isn't it
fuck's
called
your-
hypoglycemia?
what's your deal,
Well,
man?
this-
If you disagree with everything that goes on around here, what keeps you coming around?
Well, you said you want a Bond villain. I'm giving you. I'm doing my part.
Okay, so you're playing your role. You're like the agent of the apocalypse. I get that, Razvan.
The agent of chaos.
Agent of Cat. Razvan, as much as I'd like to explore your complete and total insanity, I'm going to let you go because I got some other people I want to get to. So, give us some
All right,
final
see.
give us some final thoughts. Give us something that we could all work with here.
No, I'm just gonna listen here. Take care, guys.
Adios. It's Razvan, everybody.
I like the Z power thing, man.
Yeah. Yeah, he did. He invented a new sign, so we got to love him for that.
How did
All
you
right,
do
Patrick. So let's just have our conversation before I move on. I don't know. Patrick, I had some choice words for you on my stream yesterday. Did you get a chance to check that out? It's okay if you say no.
You had choice words for me. You said that on yesterday's stream. You're live. Sorry, just bring me up to speed. I'm not too aware. It's like
Either
you had
way-
a contest too about the sexiest men, which I had no idea what was going on either. So
That's all right. Either
found
way,
that out this morning.
Manel, we all know it's you, Manel. We know there's no Claire call. Welcome to the stream, Claire. It's Manel. It's you, Manel. You can't hide the decades of 3 packs a day. That just doesn't number on one's voice. That you're never good. There's no voice that you could do that's going to escape that UK British Scottish like accent that you have. We know it's you, Manel. Go ahead, convince me that it's not
This
you.
Manel person.
I actually believe it's not Manel. Honestly, I've spoken so much with Manel that I don't recognize the tone of her voice as a musician.
See, Patrick, that's why you're, like I said, you're a little bit slow in the uptake sometimes. Go
you
ahead,
pretending-
Claire.
Okay, so obviously this Manel person is somebody you don't like and whose opinions you dismiss. Yes? He doesn't sound like somebody whose opinions you value.
That's not Manel.
Moose
Thank
says
you.
it's not Manel.
Thank you, OTW News.
It's not Manel. I've spoken so much with Manel. I can recognize her energy. This is not Manel, man. I'm telling you.
Either way. All right, I'm getting rid of her.
obviously-
I'm getting rid of her. Much love, whoever you are. Come back up another time. You're fucking. Where am I going to go with that? You know what I mean? Where am I going to go with that? Anyway, much love, Manel. Much love to Manel. Chris Mack, welcome back, Chris Mack.
What's up, boys?
Peace.
So, Chris Mack, are you sufficiently triggered? You've been here for a couple hours. You kind of got the vibe of the whole platform, the show. Are you triggered yet, or you know?
No, not triggered at all, man. I love the opposition, and I love devil's advocate. And I play both sides, wherever I believe. You know what I mean? I want to know how people think and why they think that, because I might be thinking wrong, and that's why. You know, I think these questions that you were asking, spirituality, this dystopian, whatever it is, parallel, multiverse, how people get to thinking that and why, and connecting them dots. It seems like people it's easier from what I've looked into that the crazier it is, the more people are willing to believe it, instead of like a sound story. And I'm always curious as to why.
Well, here's the thing,
Any
Chris Mack.
idea?
I think you have a pretty good vibe, but Patrick classified you as a slave. Patrick, could you care to give us your reasoning behind that?
Well, I was going to do the Paul skit on him. Let's see. Do you drive a car with a license and license plate, registration, sir, and insurance?
Yeah, but that's going to be everybody. That's going to be everybody here, Patrick.
Right.
Anyway,
Okay.
Chris Mack, I just wanted to bring you up real quick to give you another opportunity to do your thing. Hang in there, Chris Mack. Hang in there.
Boys. Let's
Hang in
liven it
there.
up.
Hang
What's
in there,
up?
dude.
Why would I be a slave? By taxes? Because I pay taxes? Is that what you mean?
No, sir. Because
Go ahead, OTW. Indulge him.
Because you adhere to the system and the way it's used to enslave you, sir, through your license plate registration. In other words, everything that you own doesn't really belong to you, sir. You have turned it over to the state, and you are actually a slave of the state, sir. You do not, and I don't know if you realize that or not, but that's the fundamental fact of the matter, sir. As long as you have a license plate, registration, permit, insurance, and all these regulations that make you a slave, and as long as you adhere to these things, you are also a slave, sir. And I'm not saying I'm not a slave.
Right. We live in a world where being what you're calling a slave would lead to literally being a slave, except to the street or to the jailhouse. You know, it's an unfair system, but I try to navigate my best in as unfair of a system it is. You know, so call that a slave, then I guess so. But I don't see the relevance in calling somebody a slave when they're forced, when there's no other option. Go against
Well,
it.
actually, there is another option. That's the issue.
Yeah,
Is there
go
actually
to
is
a
another
third world.
option? Say what?
I said you can go to a third world.
No. In this country, and well, I'm in Canada, but let's say in the United States, there is a way to free yourself from that tyranny, sir. There's a way to free yourself from slavery. There is a way to do it, sir.
Yeah.
So
build a
to say
cabin
that
in the
there's
woods.
no that
Build a
you
cabin
don't have
in
a
the
choice,
woods.
that's not true. You do have a choice.
Well, there's always a choice. You can kill yourself. That's a choice. Slave no longer, right?
Or
Doesn't
you can
mean it's
drive
good.
around without a license and registration, and if you get stopped, you can tell them that you're traveling with your own property. It's like it's the right to travel. There's many different rabbit holes that you can go down, sir, to research your actual fundamental rights and freedoms, which make you a slave right now, sir.
Yeah, I know. Well, try that out and see how well it works. It doesn't, brother. I promise.
All right, let's take a break from that. Let's bring OTW back up.
I wasn't the best person to argue that with him.
It wasn't bad, OT. I mean, I would just say to you, are you holding yourself to that same standard that you're
No, I'm
applying?
not, sir.
That's all. Yeah. So,
No, I'm not.
so
And I
you
say
might
that
want to.
I am also a
right.
slave.
It might want to be I get the conversation, but you're opening yourself up to a lot of critique because unless you're really embodying that, it's a tough road to go down. I get it. I understand. I'll just say this, really. To me, the greatest slavery is in your mind. The worst prisons are the ones that we place ourselves in. So free your mind first, free your consciousness, free your soul, free your heart, and the rest will follow. There was an early 1990s En Vogue song. Remember the group En Vogue, OTW?
Yes,
Free
I
your
do.
mind, the rest. Free your mind, the rest will follow. Shout out to En Vogue and early 90s pop music.
I really like
all right,
TLC, actually.
I like TLC too, man. Left Eye
Yeah.
Lopez and the rest
Yeah.
of them.
The little one there that used to sing there, the with the little voice there. I think she died in that group. I'm not sure. Anyway,
yeah, it's Left
long
Eye.
time ago.
It's Left Eye
Yeah,
Lopez.
the little one. Man, she was awesome, man.
Much love. Long live Left Eye Lopez.
All right. Hey, dude. You mind if I stick around for the conversation? I don't know who you're going to bring back up there, but I'd like to. Anyway, I'm leaving soon for work, so if you don't mind.
I'm gonna get rid of you. No, we're gonna talk, and then I'm gonna get rid of you. Then you're gonna go to work, and we'll talk another time. We'll talk
right,
another
man.
time.
Peace.
But let's talk. Let's
You're
talk
out.
about the. Let's talk about the conversation while we're here. Let's do it. Ready?
All right, go.
All right. Morning, Trish. Trish Bastone's here. Much love, Trish. It's good to see you. Well, Patrick, I'll just put it like I'll start. I don't have
Go
any
ahead.
issues with you. I already said I respected you multiple times. We already did the mutual admiration thing where we say I respect you, you respect me, et cetera, et cetera. I have a morning show. You have a morning show. I laid it out. To me, it seems logical that, you know, I just don't see the logic in, I'll just put it, you know, us going against each other. But we could do it if you want. It's fine. But we're just airing it out because obviously it's going to be a discussion. Meaning to say, all right, OTW, if like in a Yurt Fellow or Benton, they do morning shows. But to me, I don't see a lot of real huge crossover between the content. There's some loosely, but it's a little bit different with you and me. So it's a little bit of a weird situation. We're existing in this weird state, you know, because you're here, you came here again today. So we're like existing in this in-between zone. There's something about me that I want to seek resolution in my life, Patrick. I don't want to keep existing in some state of never-ending perpetual insanity where we just revolve around the same issues. I'm done with that shit. So let's just talk about it, dude. Where are we going to go with this whole thing? Are we just going to keep doing it, or what do you want, dude? Help me, help you, help you, help me. Let's do this.
Maybe on the contrary of what you might think is that I don't actually have any animosity towards you, dude, at all. Right? Well, we had our issues, but I don't live in the past, you know? So I appreciate the time that I'm spending with you now, yesterday, even if we've argued a little bit. You know, it's just all like a brotherhood of truthers, and you know, we can't. It doesn't mean that we're always going to get along, man. You know, sometimes we'll have our differences, but you know, that being said, yeah, I appreciate you, man, and yeah, no animosity, no hard feelings, and for the fact of the broadcasting, like I said, you know. The only reason why I didn't take it very well was because of your arrogance. But if you wouldn't have been so arrogant, I would have conceded right away to your to what you have asked. That was the only real issue, you know. It's like and that's in my real life. Anybody be that arrogant with me, I'd fucking tell him to go fuck himself, you know. So it's just like it's a natural response that I have when some people think that they have some kind of power over me. You understand? And this is the impression you gave me. So I right away took my power back, you know. because by telling me, because if you look back at the video, Z, you're kind of coming in hot, and you were literally saying that, you know, you would go to war, you know, and that, but you're saying that that's not what you wanted, but indirectly you were saying that that's what was going to happen. So I kind of took it hard, man, because I wasn't advocating any kind of type of war with you. I was actually willing to like collaborate with anybody who wants to collaborate, man. And I am willing to push my time slot further away to accommodate my fellow creators, who I consider like my my colleagues. You know, you guys are like my colleagues, right? So I guess it would be, you know, a good thing to have a certain kind of TV guide. I don't disagree with that, man. I think that's it's not a bad idea. I like the structure, the idea of having a schedule and stuff like that, structuring things to make them more look more professional. You know, I dig that, man.
All right, fair enough, dude. I appreciate what you said here, dude. I heard everything you just said. And I value it, dude. I value all of it, man. I appreciate it, dude. I agree, dude. Much love. I don't have any animosity towards you or anybody else. Even our friends from We Are Awake TV, man. It's really stupid when you really think about it in the end, because what are we really trying to do here? Like I said the other day, you know, it kind of looks like we're trying to fight over, it's like the sandbox. You know, we're looking at it like there's a small little sandbox. It's not really what it is, guys. In a real way, we're trying to expand this energy, this consciousness. It's a big tent, right? We need to let people in. That's why I'm not going to flip out on this new guy, this Mac guy, or anybody, or even Razvan. It's a journey for all of us. We have to get out of this false scarcity mindset that we're in. But as far as you and I, Patch, so it's like, I'm not going to go after Yurt or Benton. I'm not going to do that. But Patrick, you and I, you know, we have room to co-create together in certain ways, you know, and you know, let's leave room for it, right, dude? All right, man. I feel like we're at a good spot, Patrick. Let's end this little segment because I want to talk to Nachiketa. He's in the back. I want to talk to him. All right. You got any final thoughts?
I'm good. Peace, Nachiketa. Peace to everybody who's backstage. Peace to everybody in chat and whoever was watching right now. Much love. And I guess we'll see you guys next time on another episode of Z Show. Whatever. Anyway, peace and love. Ciao. I'm going to stick around backstage, though. Just like, I don't feel like going back and forth. If you don't mind.
Whatever you want. I'm not going to kick you. Much love, dude.
All right.
It's Patrick from OTW News, everybody. Yeah, Patrick. It just makes sense. Guys, Patrick does he does a different thing than me. Like, I come on, I'm ready to wrap the show up. It's been 3 hours. I do my show 6 to 9. That's what it's going to be, and then it's over. Patrick stays on for like hours on end. He goes into the day. It just seems logical that we just, you know, we just come to some rational understanding about the whole thing. Nachiketa, welcome back to the stream, Holmes.
Peace. Can you hear me?
5x5, dude. 5x5.
Awesome. How you doing?
I'm doing great, bro. I'm doing great. Listen, I'm about to wrap the stream up. We've been here for going on 3 hours, but I wanted to bring you up, dude. Just kind of let your vibe sort of wash over everybody as we continue on this journey of discovery, both within ourselves and within each other. How you doing, man? How's your experience been, dude? You kind of been making your way around this whole thing, whatever
it's been
it
interesting.
is. You experiencing it, dude?
You know, because I've been around the flat Earth community a lot, and also like the Mandela Effect community and stuff, and it's kind of like, you know, branching out to different parts. I was over at London McLovin's channel a little bit yesterday. There's a lot of interesting stuff over there. I couldn't really fully fathom or like be able to put things together, but you know, I'm open-minded about different ideas of cosmology and such. You know, we don't really know 100% what's going on in this world, and I really enjoyed Paul's channels lately, and yours as well, right? And I, you know, I just find that people are different, right? And they have different energies, and people have the ability to change though too. I mean, you've changed probably, and I have changed, and people interact with each other, and they notice these kind of changes happening as well. And we want to kind of fine tune ourselves and really find out who, we are about to ourselves, and sometimes we need a little bit of help from other people to be able to, see ourselves better, perhaps.
Yeah, dude. What about you, man? You gonna start a channel up? I know you're not really currently producing any quote unquote content, right? But because I don't know, man. Where are you in the process? People probably would like to check it. Here's what I'll say, Nachiketa. I find it's nice to have one's own channel because if you're endeavoring to create something, there's only so much you could do when you're on other people's channels and other people's panels. But I don't know if that's not your thing. That's not your thing. But it seems like you have something to offer to the people. You have any goals to start your own channel?
Maybe, I don't know. I have a channel. I have a few things on there, but I spent a lot of time on Clubhouse, and I also spend a lot of time on Telegram talking to different people. Like on Telegram, it's more like the anti-vaxxer groups that I'm part of, and then Clubhouse, I'm not really spending a lot of time there anymore. But I used to, have a channel there, and got some people. See, thing is, like I find it, and maybe you also feel the same way, that we're not just one dimensional. We're not just about flat Earth or Mandela effect. And some people can get identified with their channel with a certain ideology, and then that ideology and that individual kind of gets, merged into like that one thing. And the truth is very dynamic. There's a lot of things about the truth, like quote unquote the truth, right? Like the discovery of who we are psychology wise, and finding out what this realm is about, right? Whether you believe in the flat Earth or concave Earth, whatever it might be, it's just about discovering. So that process, to me, and going on that journey, and kind of discovering what it is that you believe in, and sometimes it gets flipped completely upside down. And just like the same thing, like once you have woken up to the flat Earth cosmology, that world that you believed before completely starts to get dismantled. It has no choice but to, right? Because that one bit of information changed you, and it changed the way you thought about things. So as far as channels are concerned, I like going to different people's channels. They already got something going, and you got a channel going, Paul's got a channel going, if I get a channel like everybody can make a channel, but I like going to different people's places and just talking to different people though too. I like having that freedom,
Right on, dude. I like your take. That's why I like the term the truther verse, right? Because when you look at all these different separate topics, they seem to blend over and merge. And in reality, it's just, to me, it's a community. I hate the term culture. I'm trying to get away from using the word culture because it implies, like, to me, a cult-like mentality. But there seems to be a certain understanding, a certain spirit that one embodies when they embark on quote unquote truth, and that's why I call it the trutherverse, because it's sort of, there's a Big Ten umbrella, and within that there's all these different little communities that people tend to go down, whatever it is. And I don't like to admonish people for whatever they're into, because we've all had our journey. But somebody like me, I'm at a point now in my life where I'm not super interested in doing deep dives down any one of these particular rabbit holes, because I've done it and I just know the rabbit holes are never ending. They're fractal and infinite. They just fucking keep going. So I'm at a stage where I want to provide, when I'm providing a platform here with my show, where it kind of brings people in and we take the meta analysis of the whole thing. Where we kind of talk about the emotions, the feelings, the challenges, the joys, the ups and downs of this whole experience. And we could view it. And I could use myself and my journey as sort of a platform and the jumping space to bring other people in on their journey. So here, you're not really going to find me exploring any of these rabbit holes in detail, but I want to bring everybody in and give them a place where we can come and kind of meet, express ourselves, create, and we can engage in a communal atmosphere. That's what my goal is, man. Because whether it's, like you said, flat Earth, Mandela, here's the way I look at it, dude. You generally you got the flat Earth, the Mandela, then you got rights and freedoms guys. Like we got rights and freedoms guys here that think they think flat Earth and Mandela are stupid. They think they're completely insane, but a lot of them are still here. So maybe over time they start to get a different understanding, right? Then you have, like you're saying, you have the consciousness community, the astral trap. It's just fucking insane, dude. You can keep going on and on with these different communities. You have like the whole Hollywood pedo thing. You can go down to the political arena. To me, I'm not going to get involved in any of those rabbit holes, but I like to create the space for people to come in and go there, you know? Like I said, not Chiquita, I'm doing the truther grift. There's plenty of people doing the Christian grift. Z's doing the truther grift, you know? I see here, like the show's building as we're going in the morning, but I'm about to end the show. Like my friend Bizwoofer just got here. I'd love to bring Bizwoofer up and talk to him. Much love, Bizwoofer, Cleveland Steve, or all these people. But we're going to end it, dude, because we're going to leave him wanting more. Trish, you asked me if I'm going to do the 7 days a week thing. Maybe. I think I'll come back tomorrow. Why not do the 7 days a week thing? We're all alive 7 days a week. We might as well come here and talk. So I'll be back tomorrow. Fuck it. Much love, everybody. Much love, Not Chiquita. Much love, Freedom Dick and OTW in the back. Hey, let me let you two back up if you want to say any final thoughts before we just end the show. Dick, you there? OTW, you are. Final thoughts, OTW.
Can I promo your channel?
What about yours? You going live after this?
No, I'm going to work, but I might go. I don't know. I was thinking maybe I was going to show people how to do a creepy or the fuck. I don't know how it's called in English. Okay, it's the foundation. When you do the finishing touches on the exterior of the foundation, what is that called? You guys know?
On the foundation, the facade.
When you do your veneer, when you put a
not the
what I
vinyl.
did on mine
I'm
was I
talking
put a
about
scratch coat and then I put stone on it. But I mean, you can do a lot of different things to.
Okay, I spread mortar on it, and I break off all the little studs that are left behind after you leak the cement and it dries up. So I break all that off, and then I install the cement on top of it to do a nice little finishing.
Flow State calls it patching. He says it's patching. You know,
laughing too. You know, your screen you put on there.
I want to say this though before I do wrap it, Patrick. Run your show whenever you want. Because I don't want you to not do your show. If you want to do your show over mine, I don't want you to be like resentful. If I'm not bringing you up or you're not this, I don't want you to be steaming and resentful. So don't think that I'm trying to restrict you in any way. I don't want you to feel like that. But you know, if I want you up, you'll be here. But if I don't, you're not going to be here. And you know, it's all going to be about the flow state. See, Dick knows that. Dick already has that. Like, Dick has a nose for broadcasting. You know, he's in there. And so do you, Patrick. But I don't know. You might be a little bit slower on the uptake than Freedom Grower. You know, I'm just saying, bro.
And I'm pretty slow, so that's that was actually a dig, OTW. I gotta say. If you look at where I'm at, if you're slower than that, we're in rough shape. Hey, but
Much
that
love,
Chris
Patrick.
Mack, I don't know why I want to get into it with Chris Mack. Like I felt like it'd just be fun to have a further conversation. So now I'm just gonna overstep my bounds and say, wouldn't it be cool for him to come over there if you know to your show? Or you're not going to do it today, OTW? Is that what I heard?
Well, no, I said if I do go live, I'll be live like on the job, showing people how I'm doing my job. I guess I figured that would have been a good idea for content. What do you guys think?
Oh, I just think that Chris Mack guy, if he wants to get into it more, you know, it sounds like he really wants to have a conversation. Not that I want to be argumentative about it. It's just spiritual talk. You know, let's have that conversation.
What about you, Dick?
Maybe you should get your channel going after.
I was going to say,
there we
come
go.
on, Dick, you have your channel. See,
I like playing guitar on my channel. I just like
He does.
jamming and going into my zone and having nobody watch. I don't know why I feel like just sharing in the panels because this is where the people are at, and you know, doing something on my end means I have to be consistent with it, and I also have to be dedicated when I don't want to be because I have other things that I have to be on call for, you know, and it's like
Dude,
shit
Dick,
happens and I got to go.
I understand what you're saying, Dick, because I realize this. That's why I'm going to probably be coming here 7 days a week, is because it's really, you have to have the consistency
You do.
in this platform, because it's, like I said, it's the Grateful Dead. It's its own subculture. It's functioning on its own.
Yeah.
So if you want to
Well, I'd
be here
rather just
doing it, it's
contribute,
yeah.
you know, when I can.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Dick. That's a good thought. It makes sense to me. All right, final thoughts, Dick. Is that your final thoughts?
That's it. Thanks for having
Chris,
me up.
yeah, Chris Max in the chat. He said he wants to talk to you more, so we'll explore
Glad
it
to
more.
see you guys
Chris
work it
Mack.
out too. You know, and
Yeah.
I think it for the natural flow, it is a great plan. It's like you're going to do your thing, and then it just moves right into it. And there's a, you know, shit. You have a bigger audience, see. So I mean, it really.
Well, and the
kinda-
other thing is, Dick, you know, it's OTW. He'll stay on all day. He'll let it breathe. He'll restream Paul. So, like, what's he really going to do? OTW, you're going to go from 6 a.m. in the morning until 4 in the afternoon?
No, that's not
It's,
what my
you
plan
know what I
was. I was
mean?
actually, well, you know, the way I started this in the beginning was because I figured it was like a job. So I do 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. So from 6 in the morning to 2 in the afternoon. But I don't mind pushing that off 3 hours and still like only do a 5-hour show because I still want to finish at 2. So, or 2 or 3. The times that I've like exceeded that time was because the panel was really hot, the chat was really hot, and I couldn't just like shut it down for nothing, like just like that. It was everything was going wild, so I had to stay up till everything died down. And so it did end around 4 o'clock, but that's really rare, man. It's not something I'm
Well, and
planning on
that's
doing.
where you do have intuition, OTW, and you do go with the flow state, if you will, because I've seen you do that where you run it and it's you know, it's prime time and you don't shut it down, and that's cool shit. That's dedication I could not have to this thing at this point, you know, and I admire people that do that and are willing to commit that way.
Well, dude,
So-
I'd have spent 2 hours sitting here going, God, is it gonna end? I have things to do. I gotta go. What am I gonna? Oh, Jesus! And it's like 2 hours going on, and this just doesn't end. I'm like, oh my God, what's going? Then finally it starts dying down, and I got a chance to. But I'm learning as well, guys. I mean, you know,
Cool. Cool. Right on,
So
guys. Much
out of the
love.
four of
love,
us,
man.
though, is OTW going to be the first to become a robot? Is that probably the guess? You'll be the
Well-
first fully assimilated cyborg robot. Okay.
I would agree. Out of the 4 people on panel, the most likely to accept the transhumanist AI agenda would probably be Patrick. I think he would enjoy it. I'm not sure. I'm not
right.
sure.
All
I
right.
could see that happening. He may indeed already be a robot. I'm not sure, Patrick. Who knows?
Come on, my vocabulary isn't good enough for me to be an AI robot. Come on.
Yeah.
All right.
Chat,
outta here, V.
Chat GPT. Much love, guys. Love is in the air this morning, guys. See, we're all here. We're all growing. We're all learning. We're all participating in this wonderful, wonderful journey called life. We experience it here, all on the Z Show. Much love, everybody. Parting is such sweet sorrow. Blah blah blah. I bid you farewell. And adieu. Let's come back and do it tomorrow. Fuck it. Adios. Bye.